Hello everybody, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And we're here to play this brand new game. Just came out, like no one's ever heard of it, brand new. It's not been around for 10 years or anything. Brand new game, Lord of the Rings, the card game, or Lord of the Rings card game, or Lord of the Rings, a living card game, Lord of the Rings, the adventure card game, but not the living card game if you're playing digitally. Nothing confusing at all. But they have revised the core set for this game that is 10 years old. Came out in 2011. I believe Gen Con 2011 probably released early. Came out in October or November later that year. That's the way the LCGs used to crumble back in the day, cooperative or competitive. And yeah, this is a game we played not on camera, except for one time, which we'll talk about. We played it back in 2012, 2013, 2014, even 2015, from what I could tell. We used to go to Gen Con. Biggest gaming convention in North America. We used to meet the designers, play in like little events with other players, bring decks down there and play. We used to go to our game store and play. I found some game night kits I have with posters and mats and stuff we used to play back in the day. I used to buy it all. And then I stopped around the Grey Havens time, stopped buying stuff, but we were still playing, and I didn't even play up to all that stuff. And we used to play with Justin, who you've seen on the channel in the past, Kyle, who you see on our Tuesday nights, playing Lord of the Rings, Dreams of Middle-earth. He's played this game a couple times with us in the past when we played 4-player. But then we stopped like 6 years ago or whatever. We stopped playing the game 6 or 7 years ago. I'm not 100% sure. We stopped buying the game. We stopped playing the game. We just moved on to other games and things and stuff. And I think it was around the time when I was getting like more heavy into the tournament scene for card games, and I realized I just couldn't keep up with multiple living card games, because this is a lifestyle game. It's a living card game. It was expanding. It's no longer expanding. They wrapped it up after 9 cycles, I believe. So there is a lot of cards and a lot of content out there, but they revised the core set as a new way for players to get into it. It supports up to 4 players to play casually out of a core set, but it's really only one play set of cards for one player to build a full decks and stuff like that. So, but if you want to teach the game to some players or just play casually with 4 players, there's enough cards in the core set to try it out. And then they plan to release some of the best cycles that they think in a new release model where you don't have to hunt down a bunch of packs. You can get it in a box of player cards, a box of campaign cards. I don't know any more details other than that, and I don't know when that's going to happen, but Now is the time for new players to get into the game. And I'm assuming Fantasy Flight Games is doing this because I don't know if anyone's heard of it, this little thing called Lord of the Rings show. What is it called? What's the show called on Amazon? Amazon's publishing this show or creating this show called Rings of Fire or something like that, or I forget what the name was.
Rings is in the name, I think.
They tease the name of the show, and it's like something Rings of Fire or something like that. But that's coming out later this year, supposedly. So I'm assuming that's why they're rebooting the core set. They're not letting this game completely die. And they're hoping some new players come looking for it, and we'll jump in. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Audio is slightly ahead of video. Refresh your web browser.
The Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. Okay. I was close. Rings of Power. Thank you.
What did you say, Rings of Fire?
I said Rings of Fire.
Okay,
I couldn't remember the name.
I knew Rings is in the name.
Super generic, but yeah, Rings of Power makes sense. Rings of Power makes sense.
So Kate had the thought that I also thought of. I'm curious of what they consider the best cycles. Like, how are they going to pick that?
I have no idea.
This one.
Yeah, like, okay, so let's talk about the first cycle. So how the game was designed, I remember back in the day when we got into it, was this core set, then it was like a deluxe box. So how it usually works in most of their living card games from Fantasy Flight Games is they release cycles. There's usually a deluxe expansion involved to kick it off, and then a bunch of chapter packs, adventure packs, data packs. What else do they call those little packs? So many different things. Now there's hero packs, villain packs, scenario packs, mythos packs, standards or standalone scenario packs. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of names for these things. Anyways, they're little blister packs of cards, and they would release 6 of those to create a cycle. The interesting part with this game, it started off with the core set was like the deluxe box, I believe, that kicked off the first cycle. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember the first product you want to buy is the first adventure pack, the Hunt for Golem or something. And that starts 6 cycles that come, or 6 packs that come after that core set. So my question is, if they're bundling these cycles going forward with all the player cards in one box, all the scenario cards in another box, are they doing it for that first cycle? Because we have a bunch of the cards already in this box, right? So maybe that if they do the first cycle, or maybe they're considering that first cycle not the best of. Maybe it's not the best of. So maybe we won't see that one. We won't see that one released. Or if we do, it better be cheap, because it's missing a deluxe box worth of content, right? Because you have the core set that's full of the beginning stuff, kind of, right? So yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see if they. I'm curious to see how they started off. Like, do they just jump to like cycle 5 and go boom? Here's the first one, or do they start with the smaller cycle 1 or cycle 2? Start with the the bigger amount of cards. I don't know. We will see. We will see. But yeah. They'll have a Squid Game of Thrones. Squid Game of Thrones.
Matt, did it fix when you refreshed?
Yeah, Matt, does the sound okay now? Or is it us? Is it messy? It's a prequel series all about Denethor and who hurt him. John says, most important question, did Mel print the minis already?
I assume he means paint, but what minis?
I don't have any minis for this game. This is a card game. Minis. This is a card game. Sound check good? Okay, cool.
Oh, Brett.
Congratulations, Brett. Congratulations on having a little girl. Was it Elizabeth?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah. I saw right before we started. Yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome.
So, yeah. Congratulations, Brett. Congratulations on adding to your gamer count. It just might take a year for them to be able to play games with
Kevin
everyone.
says slightly off as well.
Interesting. What can I do about that? What can I do about that? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what to mess with to fix it, but okay, just give me a sec. I'll be right back. I'll see what I can do. I don't know. How are we now? I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. It's a weird one. I can start rebooting stuff and take the stream offline. How's the sound now? Are we synced up? Not synced up? What do you guys think? Actually, we got a lot smaller there, but.
Seems better.
All right, so
oh,
Jack.
okay. Matt says it seems better.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Actually, one sec. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't matter. If it is off, I'm so sorry, but hopefully it doesn't matter when we're smaller and playing the game on the screen. But yeah, that's weird. I could see it in my preview. It was like slightly off, but yeah, that's like I didn't change any equipment today since the last stream, so I don't know what is going on there.
Oh, Daniel says the only way to know is Rob has to dance.
Oh, okay.
You gotta dance to figure out if the sound is off.
Dance? Interesting. I noticed the camera in the front's having a little focus trouble there.
Oh.
That sucks.
There, sorry.
Yeah, that's what happens when you reboot stuff. Anyways. All right. So let's talk about some stuff. So this is kind of a cool occasion. This is I would say the first time we're ever going to play Lord of the Rings, card game on the channel, but I did mention we've done it one time before. And it was right here. This was the video. I found it. It's still there. Like, it's still listed and everything. An hour and 15 minutes. It was used to test out a little camera setup. And Mel and I were currently playing the game, and I was like, let me just set up some scenes and try it out here. And yeah, you can see it's there. Let's see, let's play it with no sound. You guys can find it. Just look for Lord of the Rings LCG. We're playing the Into Athelion scenario, getting our butt kicked. And I'm explaining some stuff. Look at this quality.
That was before we had our pictures or our faces on screen.
Well, I didn't know how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just knew how to set up a camera and let's play some competitive card games. And I thought, let's do the same setup to play a cooperative card game.
So sorry, you said this. What year was this?
This was December 24th, 2014 was when it was posted.
Christmas. Oh, we posted.
Well, we didn't play on that day.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was like posted. I probably recorded it and added that stuff after the fact.
Yeah.
It wasn't live for sure. It's definitely probably edited and all that stuff. But look at this, 648 views. Aw, that's so cute. Aw. Only 8 likes. Aw, look at that. Aw. But anyways, you won't find this anywhere, I hope. But if you do,
Now they're all going.
my hands look so young. Yes. White balance is completely off. Look at this dollar store token tray bucket thing I have at the top there. We just like loaded in. That's probably for like plants or something. I just like threw tokens in it. I didn't know any better. Yeah, crazy times, crazy times. So here we are, like 8 years later, and still doing the YouTube thing.
Wow.
And yeah. Yep, still having fun. We're back. This is the second time ever we're gonna play the game on the channel, I guess. 8 years later, who knew? I was collecting it. We were playing it off stream all the time. It was a game we played casually on weekends. I've talked about this before. We used to have Justin come over, Kyle come over. We'd play all day, play 3-4 scenarios in a day. You know, meet up again the next day, do the same thing on weekends. Be rebuilding decks between scenarios. And then, yeah, I just got busy with other games and other things and just thought, all right, let's put this game to rest, stop buying it, stop playing it, and just move on. Still have it all the stuff I bought before. So I have all the Saga boxes. I want to play through the Saga expansions on the channel, play a nice campaign of it using the Hobbit Saga boxes and the Lord of the Rings Saga boxes. But yeah, at some point, hopefully we do that. It all depends how many people care about this series, how many people want to watch it. So what this series is you're watching is us playing through it. If you're interested in what's in the revised core set, I did an unboxing video discussing about what's in it, what's different, and all that kind of stuff. That is linked down below in the video description. But today we're going to play it. We're going to start the campaign. So the main thing they added was a campaign mode to the 3 scenarios that come in the core set. I don't know if that was a good thing to do or not. We've played the first couple, just relearning the game. So treat us as we're like new to it, because we haven't played a long time until this week, just relearning it, getting back into it. So feel free to bring up things in the live chat as you're watching. If you notice any timing issues, or you know some FAQ errata thing on a card we're playing and you're like, oh guys, you can use that card like this. Feel free to join in and let us know in the live chat. Or if you're watching later in the comments below the video, feel free to timestamp things, talk about corrections. It helps us going forward, helps other players watching the video learn from our mistakes or strategy and stuff like that. Feel free to drop that in the comments below if you're watching this later and not live. But yeah, feel free to chat, hang out, talk about Lord of the Rings, talk about the game, those who know. If anyone has any questions, you're a new player, you're interested in this game, you never heard of it, you don't know what a living card game is, all that stuff, feel free to ask in the chat and you guys can chat about it. There's players in there, I'm sure, that have played this game probably a lot more than we ever have. But it's been a while, but getting back into it. I would love to continue playing this game. I'd love to stream more of it. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow, help other people find these videos, share these videos. And yeah, the more people that watch these, the more we'll keep playing it, just like Arkham Horror, the living card game, just like Marvel Champions, that kind of thing. The way we come back to those games, we'll do the same thing with this game when time sees right. And when new campaigns come out or new expansions, there's starter decks coming out eventually. I'd like to take a look at those, play with those. So, and like I said, I'd love to play the Saga expansions on the channel if people are interested in watching it. So we'll see how this series of this campaign goes. But we're going to play the 5 scenarios actually, because we do have, I chucked it already, but if you see on the thumbnail for this video, there's a small pack that they released with 2 scenarios in it. Those actually extend the campaign from the core set by 2 scenarios. So we're going to hopefully play through all 5 scenarios. And this game is a little dated, and the campaign mode they slapped in here is pretty lazy. More lazy than like Marvel Champions. But we are going to play through all 3, and there's no fail forward. You're supposed to just tweak your deck and replay the scenario and keep playing until you either run out of heroes who die or you beat the scenario. Otherwise, you can't move on. That's it. So we're only playing with the revised core set cards. So we have a limited card pool, not the greatest card pool, which means the 3rd scenario, I know for a fact, even with multiple core sets, is a pain in the butt. So we might... I don't know how we'll do it. I'm assuming we'll beat this first one. This is like super easy intro scenario. Today's will be fine. It'll give you a good feel for how the game works. It gets more interesting in scenario 2, similar to Arkham Horror, the card game core set, if you're familiar with that. Gets a little more challenging in scenario 2. And then scenario 3 is like, it's disgusting, and it basically makes you want to expand your card pool, which is what it's designed to do, is beat you over the head and show you how like difficult the game can get. And then it inspires you to go, I need better tools to beat this scenario. And you go out and buy expansion packs and deluxe boxes and whatever to build your card pool. And then you tweak your deck and you go again. So I don't know if we'll get past that 3rd scenario. So my plan is we'll try it maybe once or twice. Probably won't beat it with just the core set card pool. Maybe we get lucky, because there is a lot of luck involved too. But if we don't beat it, maybe we'll drop it down to easy difficulty and then try it with that. So that just removes a few cards out of the encounter deck to make it easier. And then maybe we'll go through it that way. Or we'll just say if we fail twice, we'll just kind of fail forward, roll a die, kind of see how the resolution happened in the scenario, just so we can move on and try all the scenarios, because I'm just really interested in seeing some of the new ones. So we can play that small 2 scenario pack as a separate campaign on its own, a little 2 mini campaign. We could also do that so that we're not replaying the same scenario over and over again on stream and just getting bored. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, yes, hit that like button. Thank you, Brian. Yes. Hit that like button. Helps the YouTube algorithm, helps promote the videos on other people's feeds and stuff when they're searching for videos, or they've watched a similar video or other Lord of the Rings card game content. You hit that like button, that helps YouTube go, oh, maybe someone who likes this other Lord of the Rings content for the card game might like this one too, and might help bring other viewers to the channel and then help grow this little series. So yeah, I do appreciate it. Thank you for the help. Orbit says, I did beat the third, but with 2 cores. Oh, I 100% we beat it with 2 cores back in the day,
Yeah.
2 player, 3 player. But you notice like that with that scenario orbit is you could just keep replaying. You could get like very lucky, and that scenario doesn't seem that hard, especially if you know what you're doing. And one thing you must know with this game, and what I learned just playing it over and over again, I don't know if it got better with the last 4 cycles or whatever, if they changed it or improved it, or with the nightmare decks, which you can't get anymore. They're out of print, so I wouldn't even talk about those if you're new to the game, or if people are interested in the game, or it fixes the game or anything like that. But it's a game that's designed as like a puzzle. It's very unforgiving. It's meant to be pretty difficult, at least most of the scenarios that we played. Sometimes you need the right cards in your deck to have a chance. And also, it's a card game playing from multiple decks, which are randomized. And based on things coming randomly off a deck at certain times, if you've never played a cooperative LCG, this is how they work. So if you don't like the randomness of like, you know, this enemy shows up at this point, you're done. Unless you have this hero and these cards in your hand at this time, you fail. Things like that can happen. The game can be very swingy, whether it's hard or easy based on what cards are in your hand, what you've drawn, how many resources you have, what heroes are in your deck, how many players you're playing with, you know, whether this shadow card shows up or it never shows up in a playthrough, can be a very different run. So the idea and the loop and the hook of this game, this either will appeal to you or turn you off. And I've had my ups and downs with it over the years. I remember being very frustrated in the beginning. But it's you basically set up a scenario, you play the scenario. I mean, you can look through all the encounter cards before you play if you want, but if you play through a scenario blind, you're probably going to get your butt kicked like very quickly. Heroes will die, characters will die, you just fail.
Yeah.
Done. Then you kind of learn and you play again. Or you take the deck, spread it out, learn what's in the encounter deck, what shadow cards can come out, what can hit you, then go grab your player card collection, build your deck with the tools you need, put the hero combinations in or the factions or spheres, influence spheres, put them in the deck, and then try the scenario again, you know? So the idea is you're trying to solve the puzzle through either repetitive play where you kind of get the right tools out of your deck randomly, or the variability of the encounter deck works in your favor. And there are some choices in there. You can make some choices that help you solve the problem. But there is a lot. I remember it was a big deal when the game first came out, especially with the limited card pool. It was like this scenario and this scenario and that scenario are just impossible without this hero and these cards in your hand. And you need to see this at the right time. And if these 2 enemies come out in your playthrough and you don't have this hero, you're kind of done. Or you don't have this card to do this, you're kind of done. So each scenario is like has its own specific twist, trying to challenge you. And sometimes a deck that beat the previous scenario, lots of times actually, the deck that beat the previous scenario and crushed it into the ground with the best cards, you min-maxed it to oblivion and destroyed the previous scenario in any campaign or scenario, I should say, in any scenario pack. And then what we found was when we used to play was we'd play a scenario, we figured it out, we tweak our deck, we replay it, we beat it, destroy it, and then we set up the next scenario in the exact same storyline, and that scenario would just wipe the floor with us because we now didn't have the tools because we specified our deck so fine-tuned for one scenario and had all the answers that with a small card pool, those answers might not answer the problem in the next scenario. So the loop is set up a scenario, play a scenario, figure out the solution. A lot of deck building involved, deck tweaking, understanding, obviously improving your play choices and decision making and stuff like that. But sometimes it comes down to no matter how good you are at making the right decisions, it's like if you don't have the answer for this enemy in your deck and he shows up, see ya. Yeah. Like, or you don't have an answer for this encounter card that, or this treachery card that comes out and blasts your threat through the roof and makes you fail, you're just done. Like, there's no way around it. Obviously cards come out later and decks get stronger and you have more options, but early card pool, I remember that was an issue when we used to play it. But again, this was the first cooperative LCG. They were learning, they were figuring things out. It's obviously gotten better with, you know, Marvel Champions is more similar to this one. You can tell they kind of learned from that and, in my opinion, made a more smoother game. This one's a little rough, but again, it's 10 years old. So, you know, it's the first one. But yeah, we are only playing today. I see some questions in the chat. We're only playing today with the revised core set.
Yes.
So it has 3 copies of all the cards. It has like 8 Gandalfs. But again, because of the decks we're playing, and Orbit in the chat, Orbit survey there, thank you so much for building these decks. Because the decks we're playing both have like leadership heroes, for example, we only have 3 copies of each leadership card, so we've had to split some stuff up, which maybe you wouldn't normally do. You might split the colors a little more evenly. That's the only thing you'll see today where maybe I'd want to change that if we fail and have to try again kind of thing, but yeah. So just letting you guys know, if you're not into like constantly deck building and tweaking and changing your heroes and changing your cards and expanding your pool between each scenario, this might not be the game for you. But if you love deck building, you love tweaking, you love solving the puzzle, you don't mind replaying the same scenario a few times, you don't mind spreading out the cards, trying to learn what's in it, what could come out and hurt you, what enemies will show up, you know, trying to solve the puzzle and take a lot of time for that, and don't mind diving down that rabbit hole, the game is great. The game is great. But yeah, just so you know, that's was how I used to describe the game to people. That's how it was described to me way back in the day, and it still applies because they didn't change anything. They didn't change any rules to the revised core set. They just changed the count of cards that are in it and added the campaign. So if you've watched a review of Lord of the Rings, the card game from 10 years ago, it still applies. Still applies. Okay, so feel free to go read anything about the game from 2011, 2012, 2013. Same stuff applies when you're going to think of buying that revised core set and you're thinking of getting into the game at this point. So just hopefully that helps some people. All right. Okay, so this is Lord of the Rings card game on BoardGameGeek.com. That's what the old core set looks like in that art right there. It is ranked 139 overall out of all board games and card games that exist. It's pretty high. Probably used to be in the top 100, I would assume. But once a game's 10 years old, a lifestyle game, and they stop printing content for it, people move on.
It'd be interesting to see if that number now goes up with the revised core set and the show coming out and people looking into the game.
I'm worried. We've played it. I'm worried that this game might not hold up to today's standards after seeing games like Arkham Horror, the living card game that improved and learned from this. Marvel Champions. They're all different. They do their own thing to their theme, but you could tell they learned some things and improved some things as they release new card games from the same designers and same team and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Will the revised core set, will the TV show be enough reason for people to get back into it? It's like the 20th anniversary of the movies. So people are getting all excited. There's like a re-release of Blu-rays to celebrate that and all this kind of stuff. So maybe some of that gets people like back in the Lord of the Rings field. They find this revised core set on their board game store shelf or on Amazon or something, and they come back to it. Will that bump it up? I don't know. Will that improve the rating? I don't know. It's still the exact same game. The only difference is 10 years of other games have released since, and 10 years of knowledge and improvement in the industry has happened, right? Mm-hmm. So just repackaging the same cards doesn't really change anything. So anyways.
That's true. But 137 or 139, sorry, that is good.
Yeah. So best with 2 players supposedly, according to the fans on BoardGameGeek.com, 30 to 60 minutes to play it. Depending on the scenario, of course. How many players you have at the table, of course, will make it longer. You can play up to 4 players. And the weight is a 3.19 out of 5 for complexity. So definitely a medium to heavy-ish weight game, okay? It's a lifestyle game. It's one of those card games. If you've played Magic the Gathering or those kind of collectible card games, it's like that, but cooperative. Or solo. You can play this true solo. This was like the first game I ever played true solo and wanted to play true solo. I was like, man, I'm at work. It's a night shift. No one's around. I brought the cards. I brought the decks, the scenario. I want to learn the scenario and beat the scenario. We couldn't beat it multiplayer. I thought, all right, I'm going to keep myself busy playing the game on a night shift. And yeah.
Did you enjoy it solo over the other player counts?
I enjoyed it other than like sitting there
staring.
Work, yeah, I was at work staring at the ceiling on a night shift, so it definitely made that shift more enjoyable, or those shifts more enjoyable. Oh,
there's an entry in BGG for the revised core set. So there's another one.
Okay, listen. Listen here, Raw. I see us right here. I see this little clickable link right here.
Oh no, don't look at this one. This is 7,864.
But like this is going to have way less ratings. Like this is, how does this even make sense?
Yeah.
Like who cares? The other one's going to have way more data put into it. It's the same game.
I know. It's funny though.
Yeah, that's weird that they've considered this a completely separate game. This shouldn't be allowed to have ratings and rankings and stuff because that's going to only spread the community and it's going to make the other game have way less chance of being in the top 100 ever again. And this one definitely won't get there. So yeah, anyways. Let's learn from 10 years of data and information. So read about the game, learn about the game on here. Yeah. There you go.
Just reading some of these chats are really funny.
Absolutely, I have been paid to play games before. 100%. Yep. 100%. But that was also during the time I was on YouTube, still doing things, and on Twitch and stuff. So, but I wasn't doing that from work. But yeah.
I'm sure there's a few people in this chat that maybe watch some videos while they're working.
Yeah, there's people.
There's a few people here.
There's people that get paid to watch this channel. There is definitely people who get paid to watch this channel. So
Let's not throw stones here.
Glass houses, Dan. Glass houses.
Oh gosh.
All right. So what we're playing, this is the revised core set. So this is what it looks like. $70 US MSRP. If you're interested, again, I unboxed it. We went through all of that. There's a link down in the video description to that video if you're curious. The decks we played, or we're playing. Here's my deck. These decks are linked down in the video description. If you want to check these decks out, bring them up while we're playing, look at the cards in them, you know, help us out with the mulligan, see what's in there, complain about them, whatever you want. Orbit, one of our producers in the chat right now, sent me this deck, put this deck together. Thank you, Orbit, for that.
Thank you, Orbit. Thank you.
But there are decks in the revised and I think the regular core set rulebook to build for 4 players. They're just all mono sphere decks, so they each are one faction, one color. But then there's even 2 decks at the back of the book, the Learn to Play book, to build if you're only playing 2-player, which I put those together and we were going to learn with those, but then Orbit sent me these, so I went, you know what, I'll just put these together and try them out. We played them casually. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, I like mine.
Yeah, they're cool. Again, the only issue I have, one of them is inspired or built from a solo playable deck. This one is built with the leftover cards, I assume. The only problem is this one has 2 red characters, 1 purple, and the other deck it's one of 3 different colors. And once you get 3 different colors in a deck, that is when you're going to the next level. That's for experienced players. That makes it a little harder with the resource curve. You have more chance of getting flooded with the wrong color of cards in hand and not being able to afford them and getting clogged up in hand. Especially with the core set pool and not having as much card draw and tutoring and all that kind of stuff. So that's my only negative. We may change that up as we play through this series. That's part of the fun of Lord of the Rings is, like I said, changing up the deck. Not fun for everyone. Sometimes I find it annoying. But we definitely can definitely change up the decks and change up the heroes as we go. So we'll see. Especially because we're playing campaign mode. If a hero dies, they're out. They're gone. We can't play with them anymore. Tricolor is super fun, Kate.
It is fun.
When you have the card pool.
Yeah.
But don't tell me out of the core set playing tricolor is, if you're playing true solo, maybe, but I don't know. I remember that was a thing. And then I remember later as they gave more cards, it started to make some of the factions more, you know, combo-y and things work together, like tricolor dwarf or tricolor Gondor and these kind of, whatever you call those, tribal decks or whatever. I remember those were super fun later as different cycles came out. But early on, we were just jamming 3 different colors together and it's like these clunky cards in the core set. A little weird, but what I would recommend is if you're playing for the first time, just play all the same color heroes, play with the cards like they recommend in the Learn to Play, learn the game, then maybe throw in, you know, 2 of the same color and 1 second color and kind of dabble and combo some things. Because each faction kind of focuses on one aspect of the game or a couple aspects of the game and they're strong in that, right? And then they're like kind of like meh and other things. Obviously, as the card pool expands, that kind of skews, but...
Tricolor is also scary because if one of your character dies, like a third of your cards are no good.
Yeah, third of your deck just sucks. Yeah, playing with that in some of these rough scenarios in this one, I don't know if that's a good idea. But I do appreciate it, Orbit, either way. But it'll be an experiment here. So here is the deck that Mel will be playing with Bearvor, Eowyn, and Theodred. Again, green, blue, and purple, a.k.a. lore, spirit, and leadership. And as you see here, it's got a bunch of colors and even has a red card in here just to be cheeky that there's ways of cheating in cards. because normally you can only spend resources from a hero that color to play those colored cards. There are ways to cheat that later in the game and stuff too, as the card pool expands. But yeah, there are cards that let you cheat in any color cards or pull cards into play, and that's what this guy's in there for, I assume. But this deck is inspired by another deck, which I don't know if it's linked in here. Oh, inspired by... so if you go... oh, I know, I have it open right here. So this deck is built off of this one. One of the most liked decks from 6 years ago is what Orbit did. He took this deck, which is a killer deck using cards from one of the old core sets. But then there's recommendations here on what cards to add if you had 2 core sets. But with the revised core set, you should have enough cards. So Orbit tweaked it and kind of was inspired by this deck. So if you want to read what the cards are in here for and what little combos they're trying to do, the only problem is this is a solo right up here of this deck working by itself. So it's not like...
it's not putting attachments on your characters and things like that.
Yeah. So normally what I like to do is look up 2 decks. And what I recommend is going to RingsDB. I linked it down in the video description. Go to RingsDB. You can search up 2 decks that are built from like 2 core sets or whatever back in the day. And those decks will like work together. And sometimes you'll find write-ups explaining how cards in this deck are meant to work with the cards in the other deck. And they're kind of, the 6 heroes are put together with all 6 of them in mind. To work together, but you play how you want, figure out how you want, but just letting you guys know, if you're looking for some decks, go to ringsdb.com, go to deck lists, change your collection. You can filter and search, based on cards. You can select allowed packs, and the packs go on and on and on and on. But yeah, you can select that I only own, I guess, revised core set or whatever. So you can find decks only built with the core set if you're interested, even decks from like a bajillion years ago. So yeah, tons of decks, even decks built recently. Like people are still building decks with just the core set, some even in different languages. But yeah, tons of stuff on here. There's a great resource, ringsdb.com. And yeah, look at this Orbit guy. Who's this guy? This Orbit guy putting these crappy decks in here. I don't know what this is, but anyway, so yeah, there's the decks.
We probably should put your channel link in there.
Whatever. So yeah.
But thank you so much, Orbit.
Thank you, Orbit. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
So we're gonna give them a go today. So anything that goes wrong in our playthroughs, if we lose, if the wrong cards come off the encounter deck, anything like that, we blame it on Orbit, okay? Because he built the decks. That's the plan. Okay. Is everyone okay with that? All right, sounds good.
Well, then it's not our fault.
That's right. None of it's our fault because we didn't build the decks. That's how we're gonna play. All right, there's another tool we're gonna look at or play with. This is something, I don't know if this is the one I used to use back in the day, like 7, 8 years ago, whatever. But there is this, why is it cut off? Let me see if I can. I don't know. Anyways, this is I linked this down in the video description. It is a quest companion. And I used to love to play with these open on my phone or whatever, because you could click on it, the campaign you're playing. Again, I don't know why it's all cut off like that. That is annoying. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I don't know why it's not moving. But anyways, you can go in here and read errata for cards. You can read how easy mode works. You can read about related quests. You can see the difficulty rating. So the official difficulty rating, the user rating, you can rate this quest. So I can see here for the scenario we're playing tonight, the keywords that are involved, surge. So what I loved was being able to, here, let me see if I can. It'll be weird, but let's see if we can. Sorry guys, one sec. Yeah, I still don't understand why it's cutting off, but oh well. Anyways, you get the point. Go click the link down in the video description. Bring up this website as you're playing through quests. It'll remind you of what keywords are involved, especially if you haven't played for a while. You're pulling out a scenario from cycle 6, and you're like, what keywords does it play with? What errata exists for it? You don't have to search through the documents online. You could just quickly get the information you need. So you can get the erratas for stuff, the FAQ entries for things. Great to play with this as you set up scenarios. I used to open this on my phone, I remember, and like read it for you, Justin and Kyle and stuff. Like, okay, guys, here's the keywords we have to know that are in this scenario, just so you know how they work and what's going to happen, kind of idea.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, so this is helpful. So check this out in the video description. So hopefully that helps some people out as they're learning and playing and stuff. And for some reason, Fantasy Flight Games has not put the latest and greatest new revised core set rulebook online. I couldn't find it, or the rules reference, but I found one that was updated from 2018. But again, the rules haven't changed, so it's all should be the same. So the rulebook's there. We're going to be referring to that as we need, but it's not the same as the one in the revised core set. So please know that pages won't be the same. The layout's not the same. It looks a lot worse. So just FYI, until they release that in PDF form, this is what we'll be using. Damn interns.
There was a question about our thoughts on the packs, the character packs.
The new like starter
decks, yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad
we don't have them yet, obviously.
I don't think they're out yet.
No.
They haven't released what cards are in them, so I can't really make an educated guess. But I know they did the same thing for Game of Thrones, the card game. Those decks sucked. They did the same thing for Arkham Horror, the living card game. Those decks were awesome. But I like the idea. What they're doing is trying to make a way that you can give a deck to another player. So if you have the revised core set and you've already built a deck with like 3 of a bunch of cards and stuff, and you don't have enough cards to spread to a second deck or to a buddy that wants to play, or you don't want him messing with your little card pool, you could buy those pre-built like Elf, Dwarf, Gondor, and something else decks. I don't know which they are.
A Ranger one.
Ranger one, or no, I forget. Yeah, maybe it is a Ranger one. But you could just hand one of those starter decks, which we can bring up here. The plan is if you don't have to go find the whole card pool, you could just get a pre-built deck, hand it to a friend, or show up to your buddy could have the whole collection, and you just buy one of these and show up and play games with them, and they don't have to build you decks or anything. That's the theory. But again, I don't know how good they are, if they're worth it. But again, cards are hard to find for this game. Not everything will be in print. It's hard to find all the player cards because they're spread out among like 100 different packs and boxes. So if we go to products here, starter decks are called. This is what I'm assuming you're talking about. The Dwarves of Durin starter deck, the Elves of Lorien starter deck. They're like $22 US little decks. Defenders of Gondor starter deck, and the Riders of Rohan starter deck.
Janet says that according to Asmodee US, 4 starter decks are scheduled to be released on March 11th.
March 11th, okay.
Okay.
So again, I might have a bunch of the cards that are in these. Maybe I don't need them, but if there are cards that I don't own from like the last few cycles, then I'll probably pick these up and we can give them a run, you know, play with them 2-player, play some solo with them, see what they're about. Yeah, I'm interested. Mm-hmm. I like when they do stuff to help grow a game, to help bring new players in. This needs to be done more often, and it sucks that it took them like 10 years to do this. Kind of lame, but anyways. They're definitely preparing for an influx, an oncoming of like new players. So I think they're betting on the Amazon TV show to do for them what the Game of Thrones HBO show did for their Game of Thrones tabletop games, right?
Yeah.
This is what I think. I think they're like betting that this will be a nice boost to the player base or to people looking for this game. And they want to make it easy as pie to people to get the stuff and not find out about the game and then realize, oh, you can't find this pack or this box. And it's so much content to find. This way they can just say, yep, you just grab one of these and try out a new deck. There you go. So hopefully that helps. All right. I think it's time we get into playing. But again, this stream, this specific episode is mainly like a way to show players the game, to show new players the game, people who are interested in, people who heard about it, maybe weren't sure, who just want to see it played, see how the game flows, that kind of thing. And hopefully some of the information we already blabbed on about can help you with your decision of looking into it, or you know, help you play it or figure it out. If you already have the right score set, you're struggling with it, hopefully some of that information helped you. But yeah, now on to the gameplay. Let's do it. All right. So here on the table, we're playing on a mat for Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle-earth, FYI. Mm-hmm. I know anyone who's hanging around the channel for a long time knows this mat and has seen us play on this mat. Other Lord of the Rings games. But it makes a nice backdrop for this game, so we're going to play on it. We do have official Lord of the Rings, the card game mats from back in the day, but they're very cluttered. The art on them is great. I didn't bring them down, but anyways, I was going to play on those, but then they're just like, they're very busy in the background, so I'll keep them out of... Actually, you saw them in that video, probably.
Yeah, they were
in that video, right?
Yeah, they were.
Anyways, all right. For those who are also, I know to prevent comments later and questions, to keep the comment section not full of these kind of questions, I've put the link to the game trays we're playing with. Don't want any to offend any people of OCD who will focus on that kind of stuff. I'm very sorry. I try to make it so it's like friendly for that, but one of the videos we had, like one of the things was not lined up, and like, yeah, I know I look at stuff like that, but like that will definitely mess with some people. And
I try really hard to keep things very organized, so but I didn't notice.
So yeah, just notice it now as I look at the screen. So sorry, I apologize for that. I'm also using a card tray. These are from Uber Stacks. Thanks to the folks at Game Trays for sending us these to use. Thanks to the folks over at Uber Stacks for sending us these. This is my second time-ish playing with these things. E-Raptor, thank you for providing this card tray. If you're interested in any of these things or want to know what the hell they are, because everyone always asks all the time, what's this thing? Where'd you get that? What sleeves do you use? All that. I put the links to this stuff in the video description. The sleeves we're using are Dragon Shield matte sleeves. My favorite sleeves.
Someone will ask about the sleeves for sure.
So hopefully that saves people and they can go now. You saw what they are. You can get the link down below in the video description and you're good. Thank you for watching. All right. So there you go.
Matt says no upgraded tokens. Unsubscribe.
No upgraded tokens. We're trying to play with everything from the revised core set, but of course there was no card tray, deck holder, and token trays included in our revised core set box.
No.
So I had to provide those because otherwise it gets messy and I can't deal with that. Not on my show. All right. But again, it does have a nice insert. So the revised core set, I just grabbed some foam little thingies here, and I have all my cards sleeved from the revised core set, plus that little expansion, the Dark of Mirkwood, and there's just my little baggies and stuff. So they did give you a nice little insert to store the cards from the revised core set. Again, check out the unboxing, linked in the video if you want to see all that business, but hopefully that helps somebody out.
Bob is asking, did we not have 3 green trays?
Oh yeah, we do. I don't know why.
They're over there.
Well, it's because I also have this red one too.
Oh, so we have 2 and 2.
So I just kind of set them up 2 and 2 and wasn't even thinking, and then one of them's not on the screen. Now they alternate.
Yeah, there you go. Is that better?
I don't know.
Anyone with OCD, let us know.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No, then you got to do this. It's got to be this way though.
Oh yeah. Sorry. This is the quality content you get here. Wasting everyone's time. All right. As long as it looks good, right?
Yeah.
As long as it looks good and sounds okay.
That's what keeps them coming back.
Yeah. The rest of it's all junk, but.
Oh gosh.
Okay. And welcome. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I see some people just rolled in. And again, if you're new to this game, have any questions, drop them in the chat. And if anyone has any questions in the chat that we missed or you have the answer for, feel free to answer them about the game and that kind of stuff. Maybe we can grow the player base, get people interested in this game who maybe didn't even know about it. All right.
Last thing, because it's funny, is Daniel says, "Where's the links for the foam thingies?" In the.
I have a little container. I have a basket.
I just thought that was funny.
I have a basket full of those. I don't know what games they came out of. I don't know where they came from. I have all different shades of gray and sizes and densities. Don't know what games they came out of. But yeah, there's some games out there and expansions that just come with them in the box, and I pull them out and sleeve the cards and store them back in, or put them in Ultra Pro little deck boxes here. I carry my cards in here. This is how we used to transport our Lord of the Rings stuff to tournaments and Gen Con, or I should say. I guess we were playing in tournaments at Gen Con, but then on days we were playing Lord of the Rings, we would have a scenario jammed in here, and then our player deck in here, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I used to carry. So I don't have that linked in the description. So go to hell.
Erase your comment.
I don't even
now.
know if they sell these anymore. This is like 10 years old, probably, this one. Some of them are coming apart because they're so old.
Because we've used them for so long.
Yeah, the glue just like snaps off. They're not the greatest, but they were definitely nice and not bulky for travel.
And they're very light.
All right. So on our little tray here, card rack, whatever, our Uber stacks, we have our objective cards. I think that's what they're called. No, scenario cards. Quest cards.
Quest cards, yes.
And I'm going to have trouble with calling things certain things because we play 3 different cooperative LCGs. They're all built off the same foundational design by Nate French over at Fantasy Flight Games. There are a lot of similarities, but of course, different themes mean tokens and things are called different things, but they essentially do the same thing. So this is not a scheme deck.
No.
This is what is they called the 2 decks in
an act
deck and an agenda deck.
It's not those.
It's not those. This must be a quest deck.
Yeah.
Okay. Quest deck. All right. This is your quest deck, just like in the other cooperative LCGs. This is going to start your scenario, get your setup going, tell you what encounter modules to put in the deck that you're going to play with. And of course, there's a backside that's going to tell you how much progress we need to make on this before we can advance it. So the idea of the game is you need to advance in this one through 3 different stages. And of course, the last stage is randomized, 50-50 chance on which one you're going to see. But we need to complete the stages, get through all of them and complete their different requirements to win the game and move on. Okay? That's the main thing we're trying to achieve. Now, there's a ton of things that are going to try to stop us from doing that. The main way you lose, there's 2 ways you can lose that I can think of off the top of my head, is our threat level, which is tracked on these cool little dials. This starts out at the number of each of your heroes. So you have, when you build a deck, you have 1 to 3 heroes. We're obviously playing with 3 each. And this is the threat value of each hero, kind of a balance among their stats, like in any different board game or card game or whatever. So based on their health, their defense value, their attack value, their willpower, they get a certain threat value. So Aragorn here is super OP, so he's a 12 threat, okay? But for example, Theodred is obviously not that good, so he's only 8 threat.
Wah, wah.
He ain't no Aragorn, that's for sure. All right, so you add those numbers together of all 3 of your heroes. So yes, I shouldn't be playing with a deck that has 32 threat. That's a big no-no. But Orbit built the deck so we can blame him for that problem.
I start at 27 threat.
27 threat on Mel's dial here. So how we lose is if you can get, there's player elimination in this game. So that's like a swear word that sometimes gets people not to buy games. There's player elimination. So one player can be fully wiped out of the game and sit there and watch another player play for like half an hour. It can happen.
Yeah.
So if you reach 50 on the threat dial, if you hit 50, you're out. No matter if your heroes are still alive, whatever, you're done. You're out. Once you hit 50 threat, you're done. Once the other player hits 50 threat, they're done. You failed the quest. Okay. The other way is if all your heroes are dead. So heroes can die, and the next one can die. You're still good. You can still keep playing. But once all 3 are dead, you're out. That's not, even if you're not at 50 threat. And if Mel's are all wiped out, we fully fail the campaign. Okay. There might be other ways you fail based on the rules of each scenario. But yeah, that's how it works. Okay, that's the basics. Win and losing. Heroes. I went over their stats already, but here's their sphere of influence. If you played any kind of card game that's like the color pie, there's red, purple, blue, and green. And each faction is good at different things. And you can only play red cards by paying with resources from red heroes pools. Each hero will earn resources every round as long as they're here and alive. So right now we're going to start off with 1 resource each. Even though the tokens look the exact same, this is a leadership resource. These are tactics resources because they're from the red tactics faction. Over here we have a spirit resource from the spirit faction. Mel has leadership and lore. So Mel's got the 3 colors. I have the 4th color red over here, but I also have a leadership hero, okay? So for example, if my leadership hero, this is what we were talking about before, my leadership hero dies, every purple card in my 50 plus card deck is now unplayable. Unless I have some other way of cheating them into play or that kind of stuff. But so FYI. So you gotta be careful. Don't put your, I shouldn't put Aragorn in harm's way, risking him death.
I did already.
So yeah. So just that's the thing. Card decks, like I said, there are decks that are 40 cards or higher that are built in the Learn to Play to teach you how to play. I think there's even like the starter ones maybe are 30 cards. I can't remember. But this, we're playing with like official decks, tournament legal decks, game night legal decks, you know, convention decks, whatever, are 50 plus cards. You can build a deck as big as you want. And in your deck, you will put in allies. These are like your weenies, your meat shields, your little helpers. They come into play, they die, they help you. They're not as good as heroes. Heroes are the bomb, okay? They are the core to your deck. They run your stuff. You also have events. And anyone who's played a game before, a card game, you know these. They come out into play, they do something, they go to your discard pile. And then you also have attachments in this game, like weapons and armor and stuff, and little abilities that you can attach to your heroes or other characters or enemies even. But that's it. Your deck's full of attachments, events, and allies. Pretty straightforward. Not as complex as some of the games get eventually with, like, you know, tons of different card types. This is pretty straightforward. Remember, this is this is like the first cooperative LCG. Also one of the earlier LCGs in Fantasy Flight's history. I mean, even though it came out like, I think their first LCG was like 2004 or something like that. The Game of Thrones one, or Call of Cthulhu or something. Yeah, it's like they're like doing it for a while before they got to this one. So yeah, they learned a bunch of stuff up to this point, but this is like the very first cooperative LCG. So it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, as the game expands, it's a living card game because it kept expanding, has tons of cards. So obviously they mess with rules and conventions and things change as the game grows. And it gets more complex, of course. On the enemy side of things, there's an encounter deck with the coolest card art on the back of a card ever. Player card backs are just this little worthless piece of jewelry. I don't even know. Just some crappy old ring. I don't even know what that is. But anyways, on the back of this one, Sauron's eye. Look at this. So awesome. Anyways, in the enemy deck, the encounter deck, there are 3 card types, I believe. Locations that will kind of block us from putting progress on the quest. You'll see that as we play. A lot of this will make sense as we play through it. Just giving an overview of the kind of what's in the game. You also have enemies, which are, you know, they have the same kind of stats as allies and heroes. They have their threat value, though. That's going to raise our threat, make it hard for us to quest. Quest is how we counter the threat and advance the scenario. We also have treacheries. They're like events coming off of the encounter deck. They're like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, they're all bad.
They're horrible. I've like scooped, flipped tables, all based on like a single treachery card coming off the deck at the wrong time. Just made me hate this game. Like that feeling, anyone who plays Gloomhaven, that feeling of flipping the null card after you've like used your items, you need to kill this guy or you're dead kind of thing. You're in that situation, put all your eggs in one basket, you flip the null and you want to just never play Gloomhaven again. The treachery cards are like can be the equivalent to that sometimes, where they just come out and you're like, oh, all my heroes are now dead, just from one card coming out at the wrong time. Oh no. So yeah. Oh, Les is here. Hello from England, new subscriber. I bought Everdell for my 10-year-old daughter for Christmas. We love it. I saw your playthrough a while ago. Les, thank you so much. That's cool.
Awesome. Welcome. Hello.
Awesome.
That's awesome. We played that with our daughter too. She loved it.
Yeah. Expand those gamers. Get them while they're young.
Yep.
Yes. Get them into the hobby. Yes.
I probably should shuffle my deck.
All right. Yeah, Daniel, like when you keep rolling gremlins in Sword and Sorcery.
Yeah.
Or shields and gremlins when you're trying to attack. And you just need like a couple hits and a lightning and you're good. But yeah. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh man. No, Orbit, I could not find Lita in this course set.
No, we couldn't find her.
I couldn't find her. I don't know where Lita was. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know where that Lita was. All right. So because we're playing campaign mode from the revised core set, they put these little cards in here, one for each scenario to kind of link them together, and a bunch of boon and burden cards to add into it to kind of spice things up. We should probably look over campaign rules again. I need the book.
Yep, right here.
Because there's no PDF for them that I know of yet. So we talked about it a little bit before in the unboxing, but...
Oh, I can smell it as you're wafting it to me.
Good stuff. All right, campaign mode is an exciting alternative way to play Lord of the Rings, a card game that combines all the scenarios from the core set into one epic adventure. To play campaign mode, the players play through each scenario in order. Players only advance to the next scenario after they defeated the current scenario. If the players lose a scenario, there's no penalty, but they must play it again to defeat it before they can advance to the next scenario. There's a campaign log, which I couldn't find the printable, this one. They have an older one printable on the website that looks similar. Maybe it is this one. But I just found one on BGG that someone made and kind of altered it for 2-player. So it all fit on one page. So it's just cleaner. But Mel just has this. She'll write on this off the side to track things like the boons and the burdens added to the campaign pool and stuff like that. There is something in here about heroes dying stuff that, oh, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Fellowship of Heroes. So this is important. This is different from when you play the original core set or just play these standalone, which you totally can play this standalone. You can play each scenario one off, build a deck for it, have fun, trying to solve it, play them in backwards order, frontwards order, whatever one, skip one, do whatever you want. But while playing campaign mode, the players record the names of their heroes in the campaign log at the beginning of the first scenario. If a hero is in a player's discard at the end of the game, that hero's name is added to the list of fallen heroes in the campaign log. A hero whose name appears in the list of fallen heroes cannot be used by any player while playing future scenarios. While playing campaign mode, players may change cards in their decks between games, but they must use the same heroes for each scenario with 2 exceptions. If the hero is in the controller's discard pile at the end of a scenario, that hero's name is added to the list of fallen heroes and its controller may choose a new hero when setting up the next game. The new hero recorded in the campaign log is recorded in the campaign log, and each player receives a permanent +1 starting threat penalty.
That is terrible.
For the rest of the campaign. So if one of our heroes dies, your threat is 1 higher in the next scenario, and you have to play with a different hero. That we're only playing with a revised core set card pool, so there's only 12 heroes, I think, that come with it.
Oh, 12 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we might run out of heroes, and if we run out of like blue heroes, for example, they all die. Now we can't play with blue cards anymore, and it gets really crappy, right? So
let's not let any of our heroes fall.
So yeah, we hope to play through all this stuff, but we may have to make some little house rules and stuff as we go if it gets too crazy. Again, I couldn't figure it out how it works. If we fail a scenario and it says replay it again, there's no penalty.
Oh, can we reset back to our original state before we...
Yeah, that I am not sure. I'll read the next point here. If a player wishes to trade a hero they control for a hero with a different name between scenarios, that player may replace one hero they control with a new hero when setting up the next game. The hero is recorded in the campaign log, and each player receives a permanent +1 starting threat penalty for the rest of the campaign.
So if we trade, each player has to...
I guess.
Okay.
If a player is required to replace a fallen hero, but there are no heroes remaining in the player's collection of available heroes, that player instead takes a permanent +1 threat penalty, but removes that hero from the list of fallen heroes and continues to play with the hero. So you can keep playing.
Okay.
You just get punished, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it never really ends, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So we could just say, screw it. We're going to keep playing with the same heroes no matter what. But every time one dies, we'll just take a threat penalty, but keep playing with the same, unless we want to change our decks like drastically. Because, for example, if you're like, I don't want to play with Eowyn anymore, and I want to get another leadership hero in here.
I could just let her die.
No,
But-
I'm just saying if that happens and you decide I have no more blue heroes, or I don't want to play the other blue hero that's left.
Yeah.
I want to put in a red hero now. Then obviously we got to change your deck completely.
Yeah, exactly.
So that may happen. So we'll see. We'll figure it out as we go along. But that's how the campaign works in here. And you put your boons and your burdens in a campaign log. We'll deal with that stuff as it comes up. Campaign setup checklist. When setting up a game for a campaign, use the list to ensure that all campaign elements are accounted for in the game. Check that each player is using the heroes listed in the campaign log. This is the first game. Obviously, you write them in.
Yeah.
Ensure that none of the heroes are listed in fallen heroes, okay? And if a player's hero is listed as fallen, that player must select a new hero. Remove any permanent boons or burdens that were attached to the fallen hero from the campaign log, campaign pool.
Okay.
If a player wishes to voluntarily change heroes, we just read about that, apply a threat penalty for each player sets their starting threat, adding the amount recorded in the threat penalty area of the log to their total. I think the threat penalty is shared. Maybe that's what's happening. So if I have a hero that dies, we put threat penalty and we both go up, maybe? I don't know.
I think it only both goes up if we want to trade. If one of your heroes
okay.
dies, only yours goes up.
I see.
But trade, we both go up.
Okay. Attach boons and burdens with the permanent keyword listed in the campaign pool to their specific hero. Check setup cards. Put any boon or burden keywords or cards with the setup keyword into play. Set player decks. Shuffle any burden or boon cards listed in the campaign pool in appropriate player decks. Set the encounter deck, shuffle any boon or burden cards listed in the campaign pool into the encounter deck.
This is going to be better to go through in the second and on, right? Because right now there's no burdens and boons and all that. So
true. There's also a expert campaign mode where you, just like in Marvel Champions, where you keep your health going forward. So what your health is at the end of the scenario, you start with it at the next one.
No, thank you.
And you can fully heal up, but you get a permanent +1 penalty to your starting threat. For each hero you heal that way. And then each campaign has its own self-contained experience. The boons, burdens, and other modifications earned in a campaign do not carry over into other games or campaigns unless explicitly stated by a card ability, such as the resolution effects for the campaign card for the Escape from Dol Guldur. And that's it. We are not going to score the game. The game has scoring. Okay, the game has scoring. It has ways to score it. It has sheets. We used to score our games. We used to enter them online in FFG's little database.
I remember that.
Yeah, we used to care, but I don't care anymore for doing this stuff at the end of a game.
No.
So I'm not scoring victory points. I don't care about things in a victory display other than they're not going to come back in that scenario, which is awesome. But I'm not going through this little math thing every scenario, seeing how we did. But if you're playing the solo or two-player or whatever, and you want to keep trying the same scenario and try to best your score and tweak your decks and, you know, see if you're improving, see if you're playing better, you can keep your score for the game. There's rules for that. We're not going to be doing that. So just letting you know that exists in the game, but I don't care. Okay. So let's talk about this scenario. I think we're good to get into it.
I think we're good.
And we can talk about our abilities on our heroes and stuff as we do them. So Flies and Spiders is the first quest card. And you're traveling through Mirkwood Forest, carrying an urgent message from King Thranduil to the Lady Galadriel of Lorien. As you move along the dark trail, the spiders gather around you. So set up, search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Forest Spider and 1 copy of Old Forest Road. That's that song by Lil Nas X, right?
Yeah, it is.
Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. And then add them to the staging area. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Actually. Okay, so we got Old Forest Road. Now I bet you hear that song in your head, right?
I was going to say that.
It's really Old Town Road, okay? If anyone wants to look that up. All right. Old Forest Road, 1 threat. So this adds threat to the staging area. So we're going to have a little staging area that's going to be in front of our little Uber Stacks tray. And it takes 3 progress to get rid of this stupid location if you travel to it. And it has a response. After you travel to Old Forest Road, the first player may choose and ready 1 character they control. And there's some flavor text on there. Don't care. Okay. So this is our staging area. These staging area in front of this little tray is not engaged with any player. We will be adding threat up there and questing against it. You'll see. And then we also have a forest spider enemy who will engage us. Any player who is at 25 threat or more. I start at 32. You start at 27. So we can optionally engage this guy, but he will come after us anyway. We'll talk about engagement and that kind of stuff. He adds 2 threat to the staging area. Attacks for 2. Has 1 defense, strength, 4 health. Has a little forced ability. After he engages a player, it gets +1 to its attack strength until the end of the round. And this shadow ability on the bottom only matters if this card is ever revealed as a shadow card, which you'll see when we're in the combat phase. But that little enemy starts off. So right now we have 3 threat in the staging area. Okay. And then I flip this guy over and we'll read the rest of the other card. So it's just flavor text here, or story text, I guess. The nastiest things they saw were the cobwebs. Dark, dense cobwebs with threads extraordinarily thick, often stretched from tree to tree, or tangled in the lower branches on either side of them. There are none stretched across the path, but whether because some magic kept it clear, or for what other reason, they could not guess. The Hobbit. Okay, so we are Flies and Spiders, and we're in the Passage Through Mirkwood scenario on Quest 1B. So now this is the campaign card, new to the revised core set. Eventually, I don't know if they're there yet, but you'll be able to print and play these if you already own the game and you just want these cards and the boons and the burdens and stuff for campaign mode. FFG is going to allow you to print and play them for free, or I guess pay to print them yourself. Obviously, that's not free. But if you buy the revised core set, these come with it. So Passage Through Mirkwood. This is Mirkwood Paths Campaign, Part 1. You are playing campaign mode. If you're reading this card, you're officially playing campaign mode. Even if you're just unboxing the game, you're officially playing campaign mode according to this card. Setup. You're at home right now watching this video are officially playing campaign mode because you just read this line right here, okay? If you read that, you're playing campaign mode. Setup. Put Mendor into play. And we got Mendor right here. Okay. And it says, Mendor, he's unique, so you can't have any other copies of Mendor in play, but we don't own any other copies of Mendor at this point that I know of. There might be a Mendor hiding in my boxes and boxes of cards, but I doubt it. So he has 1 willpower, 1 attack strength, 1 defense strength, 3 health. He's a boon card. He's Sylvan traded, Scout traded. He's ranged, so he's allowed to attack characters engaged with other players. And it says as a passive ability on it, the first player gains control of Mendor, which I assume this stays active all the time. So this character, I believe, passes back and forth, if I remember correctly from other LCGs that do this kind of thing. Response, after a quest card is defeated. That was these cards, quest cards. And we got to remember this because we'll forget. After a quest card is defeated, ready Mendor. Then each player draws 1 card. If Mendor leaves play, remove him from the game. Okay?
Okay.
Back to this little campaign card, it says, so this is an additional way we can fail. So remember I said the original ways are threat goes to 50 or both players are completely eliminated with their heroes. Now there's a third way we can lose this one. If Mendor leaves play, the players lose the game. So if there's a, return an ally to hand card that comes off the encounter deck, or he takes 3 damage, or he gets discarded from play. I don't know what that was. A little fly. I don't know. Anyways, little bugs flying around here. I don't know what's going on. I need a shower. All right. Anyways, I played too many games all day. I'm just joking. I use an objective ally. So if anything gets this guy out of play, if he leaves play, no matter how it is, we remove him from the game. And if he leaves play, we lose the game. Okay.
Okay.
So he's a new
protect Mendor.
He's a boon, but he's also a burden. And we chose it on first player. You just choose, but if you can't decide and you're a bunch of, not good teammates and don't work together well, you can randomly decide who's first player. So we're just going to pass this back and forth each round. So he will start with me. But I believe we pass this over. So will he go to Mel's side? You can do like this, and you can do like this.
Sure.
Just to give us more room to differentiate who is which side of the table here, maybe.
Yeah. Well, let's put him back on that side.
Okay. There is a back to this card, but you'll have to stay tuned to find out what it says. Stay tuned. Woo! So we only played this one once, I believe, to learn the game. Then we played the second one like 3 times because it kept kicking our butt, and we're just wanted to keep playing and having fun.
We just wanted to beat it.
Yeah, we just wanted to beat it. So that's where we're at. So again, we're not super pro players or anything like that. So feel free to get involved in the chat. Let us know or in the comments below if there's any issues. Okay. Let's talk about the flow of the game. How does this game flow? So they give these little cards in the Dark of Mirkwood pack or whatever it's called that we'll eventually get to. So here it is, the card game round sequence. Resource phase starts off with each player draws a card, adds 1 resource to each hero in the resource pool. We haven't done all the setup of drawing cards and all that stuff yet, which we probably should have already,
I think we should have, but it's fine.
But it's fine for this one. But normally by now we would have drawn our cards, done our mulligans, all that stuff. But we're doing things a little weird. We're also going to play pretty open-handed and stuff, and discuss things maybe that you might not do at home. You might keep your hand private and all that stuff. But for viewing purposes, we're going to keep everything out and open, helping people understand the game. So we're going to start off by drawing a card and adding resource to your pool every round. Then you go to a planning phase where you play allies and attachments from your hand. It's just mustering stuff into play or marshaling things. Then you go to a quest phase where you commit characters, allies and heroes to a quest, trying to beat the threat value with your willpower value in the staging area to then add progress tokens to the current quest, okay? And you'll see how that works. It'll totally make more sense when we're at that stage. But just giving you an overview of how the game kind of works off this reference card here. Then we have a travel phase where we can choose a location to become the active location and travel to it. It becomes a buffer then to the quest card. So we will have to put progress on that to get rid of it before we can actually progress our main quest. So they're kind of like little side questy kind of areas to go to. Then we will go to an encounter phase where we can optionally engage enemies from the staging area. And then we have the enemies engage us based on our threat level. So obviously the higher threat you are and the enemies with lower threat in the staging area will start coming after you. The staging area is like your kind of your challenges that are yet to arrive to you. They're things that are in your future, things that are coming down the pipe. things that you kind of know are lurking in the shadows or possibly in this area. But at some point, they'll come after you when your threat level is too high, you're taking too long in the game, or bad things are happening. But the encounter phase is basically how the enemies are going to get in your face. And the combat phase is how you're going to deal with attacks from the enemies. Then you're going to deal with you attacking the enemies. And then you refresh. You ready everything up. You increase your threat by 1. So the game is always advancing. There's always that threat clock ticking. You know, there's always like a race for time. You can't play it forever. I'm sure there's decks now, probably with cards in them that break that, where you can lower your threat and cycle cards back and all this kind of stuff and play forever. But we're gonna say that this is the way it kind of works. And then you pass the first player token to the next player. And then you keep doing that over and over again until you either lose or you win. Okay? Makes sense? Makes sense?
You should say, any questions?
Any questions? Les, I'm not sure. Maybe someone else can help you in the chat. Depends where you're from. The best place to buy like dishes and things like that. I would just go to your local game store, see what they have, and see what they can get a hold of, so you can save your money on shipping and stuff like that. But yeah, it depends. Like we have stuff here from Game Trays. All this stuff's linked in the video description, so you can go to those web stores and look at some of that stuff if you're interested. I don't get any kickbacks from that stuff. They just sent me this stuff to play with, and I obviously like it, or I wouldn't play with it on the channel. I'm still out on the Uber stacks though. I've only used them a little bit. I don't know how good they are for video holding a card up like this, but they're nice to save table space for sure. But I definitely love the Game Trays. I love the E-Raptor card holders and the card trays we use on the channel stuff. But Uber stacks, I'm still, I don't know. I'm still kind of, yeah. But they might be super helpful for how you play your games and stuff. But for how I play, it's like, yeah.
And for filming, right? We have to think about it for filming as well.
I'll use these more off camera than I will on camera, just so you know. That's why you don't see them that often.
Yeah.
Just based on the angles I film at and stuff. All right.
You want to draw our hands?
Yeah, let's draw our hands. Let's figure out what's going on here. What do we got? And so this game, I always talk about this, how every game we forget the mulligan rules and the setup rules, because every game, even though they're similar to some of these LCGs and card games and stuff, every game has you drawing different cards at the beginning, different mulligan rules, different draw rules, amount of cards, hand limits, all this kind of stuff. This game, there's no hand limit. You can have as many cards in your mitt as you want, which I love that part. But the mulligan rules, the card draw per turn rules are super archaic. Not my favorite thing. They're my least favorite thing about the game. You draw 6 cards, you look at them, and get this, this is gonna make some people leave the stream or just like gasp in horror. To mulligan, you take all the cards, literally every single card you look at. If you don't like this hand, you don't have a good mix of colors or costs or the answer to something you know that's coming in the scenario, you literally shuffle all these cards back in your deck, shuffle, and draw 6 new cards, and that's what you're stuck with. Okay? It's crazy.
So if you like some of those.
So what I recommend is if that scares you, house rule it and get up to date 2022. Take some better mulligan rules, maybe like allow yourself to keep up to a certain amount of cards. You can discard the ones, draw your new cards, you know, that kind of stuff. There are many different ways to mulligan. This is like one of the worst ones I've ever seen. It's super old school.
It's frustrating.
Nate French, like his competitive card game days, like he thought that was a cool way to mulligan. Not cool. I hated it like right from the beginning. I was like, this is stupid. And then also every round you're only by default just drawing 1 card. So if you get screwed on your 6 cards you draw up, you will be sitting the rest of the game hating this game because you're literally only drawing 1 card a round. And if you have a card draw deck that helps you with card drawing, you haven't seen those card draw cards, yeah, you can literally just scoop and set up the game again. Like it's very archaic, not my favorite. But yeah, just throwing that out there. I'm not saying I'm great at mulligans, but this is like rough. Like this game is not forgiving, like right from the start. So I'm looking at my deck, my cards here. So let's take a look at what I got. I got big 6-cost beefy Bjorn. I'm starting the game with only 2 tactics resources, so it's going to take at least 3 rounds by default. There are other ways to get money and stuff to get him into play, but I did see a sneak attack. So this lets you put 1 ally card into play from your hand, but only for 1 phase. So if I'm really desperate, I could get this guy into play. He could help me defend and maybe even help me attack or something in the combat phase, but then he comes back to my hand. And then I hope maybe I have money later to play him. So sneak attack's a cool way to get an expensive character or a very important character onto the board fast and then back to your hand. And there's some cool tricks with that later in the game. It's crazy. But I do have a cheaper ally. I have a Guard of the Citadel. So a little weenie. He's not good at defending. He has no defense power, but he could take an attack. Oh, we have a super chat from Dan. Dan, thank you for the support.
Thank you.
Says, thank you for the 13,794 words you have spoken on the stream so far. Effort equals A+. Dan, Sir, Knight of the Marketing Intern Table.
You have not said that many words, have you?
He's tracking. He's typing them out. He's counting.
I know he's counting.
This nerd is counting. No, I'm just
That is hilarious.
Love you, Dan. Thank you for the support.
Thanks, Dan. You're so
funny.
funny.
Thank you for the support. But we're going to have a meeting after to talk about your job performance. Anyways. All right. For Gondor is a 2-cost event until the end of the phase. All characters get +1 attack. So this is all characters in play. This is heroes on Mel's side, allies on my side, Mel's side, my heroes. Every cool little character in play that we have all get +1 attack. And if you're Gondor, you even get +1 defense. Then I have a Dwarven Axe for 2. I can attach this to a hero. It's restricted. Each hero can only have 2 restricted attachments on the max. If you put a third, you have to get rid of one. Okay? Attached hero gains +1 attack power, +2 instead if they're a dwarf. Whoa, a Dwarven Axe gets a bonus on a dwarf?
No way.
Who knew? Quick Strike. This one, I love this freaking card. How the game works is the enemy attacks you first, then you attack it back. This kind of breaks that rule by you being able to pay 1. You can do an action of exhausting a character to immediately declare it as an attacker, resolve its attack against an eligible enemy. So you can strike before being stricken. That's what I have.
That's a good card.
The only problem is I don't have any resource generation cards here, which I like to see. I don't have a Citadel Plate that could help Gimli have higher hit points to survive a little longer. And just so you guys know, the heroes we have are Aragorn. He is Sentinel, so he can defend attacks against any player. So normally you can only use characters you control to defend attacks against you from enemies in your threat or your engagement area. But I could use a Sentinel character to defend against an attack from an enemy in for Mel and try to help her out. As a response, after Aragorn commits to a quest, you can spend a resource from his resource pool to ready him. Okay, which you'll see that's good later to get multiple use out of your hero. I have Gimli. And here's a dwarf, noble warrior. He gets +1 attack for each damage on him. So you kind of want this guy to get a little damage. So he gets a buff to his little attack ability there. As he gets hit, he gets angrier. He starts raging.
Oh.
Kind of what that little mechanic's about. I've kind of played that stuff before. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Now we got Legolas, best character in Game of Thrones. He's ranged. He's a noble. He's a Sylvan. He's a warrior. He has 1 willpower, 3 attack, 1 defense, 4 health. He has a range which allows him to attack enemies in anyone's area, engagement area. And he has a response after Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy. You get to place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. So he does a couple of different things, which is cool. So based on that, I could just keep my hand and attach Dwarven Axe onto Gimli to make him like really strong. And then use things like Quick Strike with him to like help snap an enemy in half. Sneak attacking Bjorn. But again, like I have a nice little cheap ally, but this guy's going to take a couple turns to get out. And if I'm spending resources from Aragorn to stand him, maybe I don't get to afford this guy. So anyone have any suggestions in the chat on keep or mulligan based on the deck? You can see the deck linked in the description below. As I stated before, if you tuned in late.
The only comment so far has been from Orbit that says, Rob, I would mulligan the whole hand and try for Gondorian Spearman to start.
And you have to mulligan the whole hand, right? Or am I wrong?
No, you have to mulligan the whole hand.
You have to mulligan the whole hand, right?
Yeah.
I'm right about that?
No, you are 100% right about that.
I know, it sounds so bad when I say it. That's why I'm not sure. Like, it's so weird. You can't just keep a couple cards and even shuffle in the rest and draw again.
I know.
So weird. So dumb. So archaic. So yeah, so I will mulligan. And again, these cards go back in. It's very rare that I draw them all again. But if there are all 3 of them in my deck, there's a chance that I could see them all again. So yeah, I was going to mulligan. I would have said that anyway, was mulligan anyway. But I've seen some pretty craptastic starts with this deck. I get a whole bunch of handful of purple cards and no red cards. That's happened. I've gotten all expensive cards. I've gotten no allies for literally like an entire play. I just keep drawing into events. I've seen some weird things happen with this deck. So I was kind of like thinking to keep that one a little bit, but again, there are better cards to start with. So we're playing on the easiest scenario that I know of. Obviously the easiest one in the core set. So I'm kind of okay with taking a mulligan, even if I get a crappy hand. I think we should be okay. But you can talk about your hand actually if you want while I shuffle.
Do you want me to just hold them up?
Again, the fact that I'm shuffling between a mulligan, like that's lame.
Strange, right?
Yeah, you should just discard what you don't want, draw new cards, and move on. Like I love that Marvel Champions one. It's just quick to get into play. Less setup, the better.
All right, I don't love my hand anyway, so I don't know if I don't know if it's better that I just get rid of it, but choose a location in the staging area. So that's again we can't see that. Sorry, the location cards only. So these ones. So choose a location in the staging area until the end of the phase. That location does not contribute its willpower. I might as well just do that whole thing, right? That's an okay card, but not right now. This is a really good card, I think. Return one of my spirit cards from my discard pile to my hand. I don't have any right now. This is just an like a little ally. Hits for 2, defends for nothing, no quest for nothing, and 2 health. After it enters play, choose an enemy card in the staging area. Currently engage with another player. Engage that enemy, so I can like grab somebody ahead of time.
Radagast Cunning.
Quest action. Choose an enemy in the staging area until the end of the. Same card, isn't it?
But it's an enemy instead of a location.
Enemy instead of a
It's just a way to help reduce threat in the staging area to help us progress more on our quests.
Yeah.
If we can't deal with what's there. So this is why you're keeping your hand.
Well, this is the only card in my hand that I like.
You're keeping it because this card's amazing to start the game with.
Yeah.
Anyone who plays this game, I'm sure I never played it obviously till the very end, but I'm sure there's still people rocking this card in decks. Attached to a hero. Attached hero gains the Gondor trait. Obviously can be more powerful as you build a deck themed around Gondor.
Yeah.
But action. Exhaust Steward of Gondor, or if you play at the table with somebody who is beefing up Gondor's characters.
Yeah.
But action. Exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2 resources to attached hero's pool. So 2 turns in the game after having this out, you're now making mad cash. And that could be the difference between winning a scenario and losing a scenario, making a scenario feel less difficult, is if you get a good resource pump going at the beginning. And then you have this amazing card.
Yeah.
Amazing card. That because you have Steward of Gondor, the expensive cost of this card instantly gets reduced. So I love these 2 cards. These are some of my 2 favorite cards in the core set. Love playing with these in my decks usually. But reducing threat is huge, buying us more time, making it so enemies aren't engaging us as quickly, and the game's not ending as fast. And then you have money to pay for whatever you draw into. But again, I don't see any draw cards here.
No.
Which is another issue.
The only card that I like is the Steward of Gondor. This card is great, yes. It's going to take me a little bit of time to put it out unless, like you said, I do have that. But these cards...
Remember, Theodred can give resources if they're both questing together. So you can literally put this on her and you pay for it with this guy's resources. Obviously, it would take another round.
Yeah.
But then he's giving money to her in the meantime. She eventually gets this out and then gets money and boom, you're instantly putting this in. It's never a bad time to get your threat reduced.
No, I do agree. I do agree.
It's not really necessary in this one, but like that is a huge little play. But
the only other thing is, I don't know if we want to show her ability, but her ability, I can discard cards.
Yep. Action. Discard 1 card from your hand to give AON +1 willpower to the end of the phase. This effect may be triggered by each player once each round. So she already is a quest machine with 4 willpower. And then I can pitch a card and Mel can pitch a card. And we can make her 6, which is amazing. But again, we are playing with the revised core set. We only have 3 copies of Steward of Gondor. One of them is my deck. I'll never see it, ever. Maybe I'll see it now. That'd be awesome. But you only have 2 in there. So the likelihood of you shuffling that back in and seeing one, not that great.
I can try it. I mean, like I said, these are 2 good cards. These cards I could...
Bob saying sneak Steward of Gondor under the table and mulligan the rest. And Kate agrees. And I agree too.
And then just pick it back up.
That's the... Again, it's your own game. You play how you want.
Yeah, you do what you want.
But again, 10 years later, playing a bunch of games and coming back to this mulligan rule, I'm just like, oh my god.
Okay, I can keep this.
But yeah.
I mean, I can make it work. I do have her ability does let somebody draw cards.
Yeah, so like,
I mean, If I
There
don't
are
have a
certain
great-
cards in your deck you will just keep a hand when you see them. And Steward
Yeah.
Gondor is one to keep the hand. Who cares about the
Okay,
rest?
I can try. So I can exhaust Bear War to choose a player, so it can be myself or Rob, and that player can draw 2 cards, limit once per round. So
Yeah,
I can't,
so you'll be
I
happy.
can't stand her and do it again. But I mean, if I can keep her standing, and then
And then Theodred, he has, after Theodred commits to a quest, choose a hero committed to that quest, add 1 resource to that hero's pool. So Mel can actually give resources on my side of the board. You know, if I'm holding like a big card we need to have in play.
as long as they were in the quest.
Yes.
All right, I'll keep it. We'll see what happens.
I just think so. You can do what you want. but
No.
that 1 card is enough. Like, I know playing this game in the past. I remember Steward of Gondor. I still remember. If you see it, you keep it because,
know.
like, if you don't see it, you're so sad when you're like, if I
One
only
shy?
had 1 shy to put this guy in a play already, my hero wouldn't be dead. You know, things like that.
I never noticed. So Jonathan says, I never liked Bearvor's duck face.
What?
I never noticed until you just said it.
Does she have the lip injections?
No, but it's like the...
Oh, it's just, look at me, bro. Look at me, bro.
That's funny. I never noticed. Now I'm not going to be able to unsee that. Thank you, Jonathan.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what I get from my mulligan after shuffling for 30,
Yeah, I'll keep mine. We'll see. I
37
think I can make
minutes.
it work.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. All right. First card is Feint. Choose an enemy, engage with that player. That enemy cannot attack this
So
phase.
good.
If I see that in the second scenario, I'm keeping that for sure. That helps us with that scenario for sure. We'll see that on Saturday is the next stream. We're playing the next scenario. So you can check that out in the playlist down below. I forgot to mention that earlier.
Oh, good time now.
Yeah. Blade Mastery. Choose a character until the end of the phase. That character gets +1 attack and +1 defense. That can help you out. Horseback Archer. Little ranged guy. Got some defense ability. He's not a bad little weenie for 3. Well, I guess he's not really a weenie for 3 costs, but that's 3 cards. Sneak attack.
Ooh, you just need a big ally.
Another horseback
Oh,
archer.
Same guy. Okay.
And come on, what is the one? Horn of Gondor or Steward of Gondor, I think are the 2 that are like resource generation in my deck, but we'll see. Here we go. Or Citadel Plate. Citadel Plate would be nice. For Gondor. All right, whatever. Still okay.
Well, I'm giving someone a Gondor trait.
It's at least it's cheap. I have a cheap hand.
Okay, that's good.
Because I have 2 red heroes. Getting 3 cost allies into play aren't so bad. But if I had 3 cost leadership allies, trying to get them into play would be a little tough because I only have 1. But I could also sneak attack one of them in, or if I see Gandalf to help us out, I got a sneak attack, which is nice. But a feint is always good when you have an enemy in front of you trying to kill you, and you just need to buy yourself some time, or you know you can save them from attacking you, and not taking an undefended attack.
Matt thinks your hand blows.
Yeah. Oh, and then now we're going to start the game collecting our resources and drawing a card.
Yes.
So we're now officially starting the game. An hour and a half in. But we're teaching, right? We're
Yep.
showing you the game. It's all about demonstration.
We're having fun here, aren't we?
Oh, I got another quick strike.
Okay, that's good. Oh, this is a good
Or,
card.
I got quick strike again. Sorry, I don't have one in my hand right now.
I got a test of will, so I can cancel the when revealed effect of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck. So this is huge.
And there are some nasty ones in
That's
there.
a good card.
There are some nasty
There are. I
ones.
got to remember I have that one when something bad happens. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
All right.
now into the planning phase. First player would start plopping cards into play. But I think I'm not playing anything. I'm good.
I think I'm also not playing anything.
Okay. So now on to questing. So questing, we have first player will go first, decide who they want to put into the quest. We know we're going to have a forest spider engaging us. We know there's 3 threat in the staging area. We need 8 progress to advance this stage of the quest. So right now, having nothing in the quest, no willpower, we are going to have our threat go up by 3. So if the staging area's threat is higher than the willpower you've committed by exhausting characters into the quest, our threat goes up by the difference. Both players' threat goes up. If we have higher willpower committed to the quest than threat in the staging area, the difference goes to the current quest. But if we have traveled to a location, we have an active location, it would go to that. And then any leftover would go to the quest. And if we have an equal amount of willpower committed to the quest and threat in the staging area, it's just a push, nothing happens. But you're not getting any further. into the quest.
So one thing to note is after we travel here, the first player may choose and ready one character they control. So
And we know quest phase happens before combat, so we'll have characters readied up to defend and or attack, which would be very good actually.
yeah.
So I'm first player, so that means somebody we get to ready
on
up.
your side if you want to throw someone after.
So normally I would keep Gimli for some fighting later, but he does have 2 willpower, so I can put him in. So I would put Aragorn, Gimli, and I'm afraid of putting Mendor in because we don't want to lose him.
I know. We got a new subscriber, John.
John, thank you for subscribing.
John.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Thank you so much. Okay. So yeah.
You're putting in 4? 2 characters for 4?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to put Arwen in, and Theodred in for my total of 5, but he has an ability after he commits to the quest. Choose a hero committed to the quest, add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. For that. I think I'm going to add it here. Okay. And then yeah. So Orbit is saying Rob discard an archer to help the quest, but we don't have to decide that yet. We can flip our cards first and then decide if we want to add to it.
True.
All right.
Kate's saying, good rule of thumb, each card you turn over from the encounter deck will average 2 threat. Depends on the scenario, though. I know that average can go up and down based on each scenario. But yeah.
So I'm questing 5, you're questing 4, so we're at 9. We have 3.
And we can choose her ability of tossing cards later, which you probably already said, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
we're at
let's
3
reveal.
right here.
We're at 3. Let's reveal 1 card per player. We got Great Forest Web. 2 threat. It's going to add to the staging area if we want to travel this. And to travel, each player must exhaust 1 hero to travel here.
Oh, okay, good. We're not forced.
So we can just leave it for now.
That's good. Yeah, we can travel to the other one.
But it's going to be adding 2 threat going forward to our staging area.
Okay.
And the second card we have is a Forest Gate. So we're location heavy here. 2 more threat to the staging area. 4 if we want to progress this. In response, after you travel, the first player may draw 2 cards. This is a rarity. This is because this is a tutorial scenario. They're being nice here. Yeah. This is very rare to have cards say nice things on them. Don't get used to that.
Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. We're up by 1. So we're up by 1. Do we want to? I
mean, yes, I will pitch a 4 Gondor to add 1.
I will pitch a Radagast Cunning for 1. So we're now up by 3.
Okay, so if you want to add 3 progress token there to our current quests out of 8, so we need 5 more to advance to the next quest card.
Okay. So travel phase, we can choose to travel if we want. I think we still travel to this one because this will let you ready
So we'll
someone.
travel to this. After you travel to Old Forest Road, the first player may choose and ready 1 character they control as a response. It's optional, it's not forced, but duh. So sure, I will ready up Gimli. And then that's it for travel. Now we're on to encounter. So I'm first player. I can optionally engage 1 enemy in the threat area, or in the staging area, sorry. I will just optionally engage this guy, but by default he would come to me anyway if you didn't optionally engage him, because he will go after somebody once someone's at 25 threat or higher. I'm already at 32, you're already at 27,
Yep.
but he goes after the first player first. And yeah, he'll come after me. So I'll just take him anyway. After Forest Spider engages a player, it gets +1 attack till the end of the round. So he's actually attacking for 3 possibly. So now we're going to go to combat because there's only 1 enemy. Now we deal it a shadow card, which is just a face down card from the encounter deck, which is like, I don't know, 30 to 40 something % chance, if I remember correctly, depending on the scenario, could be an encounter card or a shadow card. not a boost card or whatever these are all called in other games. But so some of them, as you can see off this character, it will be this text I only care about on the bottom of that card that's face down. So I ignore this on this card, but if I flip one of these guys, the defending player must choose and discard an attachment they control. It could be.
That wouldn't be the bad.
No, it would be fine. So I am going to defend. So I would have to attack back. I'd have 4 here, but he has 1 shield. So I wouldn't kill this guy right away unless I let it go undefended.
You do have the quick strike if you care. I don't know if it matters for this
I
guy.
want some damage on Gimli though.
Oh yeah, so then
But it is risky, right? If I go undefended, all of the damage has to be placed on a single hero. So if I went undefended right now, he's attacking for 3. Putting 3 on Gimli of 5 health is fine, because then he now attacks back for 5, which is great. The only problem is if this card flips and it says it's undefended, there are cards in this game that will deal 1 damage to every character you control, 2 if it's undefended. This character will get +1 attack, 2 extra attack if it's undefended. So literally, this stupid little forest bug can kill Gimli if I'm not careful, or kill another hero, right?
Yeah.
Or we kill Mendor and we lose. So like, I don't want to risk it. But
it's up to you if you don't even want to use that right now, or the one that makes it not attack.
I think I just defend with Gimli and just get some damage on him. Attack back, put a little bit of damage on this guy.
Yeah.
And at least he only attacks for 2 next time, hopefully. So this is how I'm going to start it. So I don't think we're going to kill him, but so I'll defend with Gimli, and then we'll flip the shadow card, and it has no shadow effect. This is just game text. There's no dividing line. So this just is discarded, does nothing extra.
That was a good shadow card to get.
Oh, that's a very good card to get as a shadow.
Very good shadow card to get.
This is one of the dirtiest freaking cards caught in a web. This would basically trap a hero, but because this was revealed as a shadow card and not off of the deck, it doesn't do that. So we got lucky there. So his 3 attack hits Gimli. Gimli defends for 2, so he just takes 1 damage. And now it's my turn to attack back, and I'm going to attack with Mendor for 1. And Legolas with 3, so that's 4. But this guy, he defends for 1, and 3 gets through, so he just takes 3 damage. Again, I might have got crazier with it, got super aggressive if we were playing a normal-ish difficulty scenario or a hard scenario, but this is like super easy. I'm okay with leaving an enemy here and kind of talking through some different kind of strategy. So yeah, just so you know. So all my heroes are exhausted. We did that attack. You don't have a ranged character, so Mel could not get involved in this attack.
Nope.
But if she did, if she had Mendor, she could have attacked across the table, but she can't. So.
But I am going to use the action window to exhaust her to choose a player to draw 2 cards. Now.
Just go ahead if you feel you don't have stuff you really want to play, or.
Well, currently I'm going to put this card. I'm going to put the Steward of Gondor into play, and I'm going to put. I'm going to reduce the threat. So currently I have things to play next round.
Okay.
So if you would like to draw 2 cards,
I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
Because I still have a Steward of Gondor. I'd love to see her a Horn of Gondor, a Citadel Plate.
Yeah.
A cheaper ally. I don't know.
I think you go ahead. Yes.
I would love to see a Dwarven Axe. Maybe it would be cool. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, I'm drawing 2.
Yes, 2.
So I got another Swift Strike. This one, after a character is declared as defender, it can deal 2 damage to the enemy. So that's before the enemy gets to attack. So sometimes that could kill the enemy. Kind of like a quick strike idea. And then, Gondorian Spearman. So this guy's Sentinel. So I could use him to defend and attack against your guys, for example.
That's good.
And after he's declared as a defender, he deals 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So same theme as Swift Strike I just saw. So yeah, that's not bad.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay. And then we head to the...
Not a Gandalf. A Gandalf would have been cool to draw into also.
Yeah. Now we head into the refresh where we're going to ready our cards.
Ready all our stuff.
Raise our threat by 1. So I'm going to 28.
33. Okay, and then pass the first player token.
Thank you.
And you also get Mendor because
I get Mendor.
Goes to the first player.
All right.
Passive ability.
Resources. We're back to the resource phase.
Yep. 1 resource each hero.
3. All right, and I think I pretty much said, so in the planning phase, I pretty much said my turn already. So I am going to play Steward of Gondor, so I need to spend 2 from leadership. So it's attached to a hero, they get the Gondor trait, and I can exhaust Steward of Gondor add 2 resources to the attached hero's resource pool. So
I think it's to play blue cards in that deck.
Yeah.
So you need her to have resources. And then maybe this guy can start giving resources to my
to someone on your side.
solo purple character to help get some purple cards, or even red
So
if I put them into the quest. But it really only helps questing people. But
yeah, so we will attach that there.
right, are blue cards in your hand that are costing some money?
Right now I have 1 3 cost. Everything else is pretty cheap. This guy, but
this is a blue. This is a blue.
yeah. And I can pull a blue card out of my.
Well, it's up to you. You put it on someone else if you want.
I think that works.
But
that works.
I think Orbit will say that I think it's for. She's the one with the cards in the deck that you're trying to do, but I mean, you can do whatever.
No, I think that works. I want to do that. And then for 3 spirit resources, I can either now reduce 1.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention that. Mel now has Steward of Gondor in play. That is a unique card. I don't think I talked about unique cards, but I totally forgot. I totally forgot there's a unique, so I can't have another Steward of Gondor in play. Unique cards are 1 per table. So if we're playing 4 players and everyone has 3 of these in their deck, the first player to get one out, it doesn't matter who it attaches to. So Mel can actually play this on my character, for example. She could play it on like Aragorn. But if she draws another one, she can't play another one in her play area. It's 1 per table, the whole play area. I forgot there was unique. Thank you, Edward, for that.
But I could get rid of it later. Also, I am forgetting. I didn't draw. Did you draw?
No.
No, sorry.
I don't think so.
Oh, can't. Okay.
I have 6 cards.
And you drew 2 from.
I discarded 1 for thing. I drew 2 from you, and
so
then
no,
yes.
I didn't either. Sorry. Thank you, Dan. But I did get cancel a shadow effect that was just drawn, so that's awesome.
And I got Blade of Gondolin, another restricted attachment. Attached hero gets +1 when attacking an orc for their attack strength. But the more important thing is response. After attached hero attacks and destroys an enemy, just like Legolas's ability, I can place another progress token on the current quest.
Okay.
That's a really good one. So you're playing cards still?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just deciding. So I can either reduce 1 player's threat by 6, or I can reduce each of our threat by 2. I'm thinking I could do each. I don't
In
need
this
to,
one, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can do both of our threat by 2. Right? Unless you fully if you I don't want to be above you.
Oh, understood. Yeah. So
And here,
2.
I need you to have higher threat than me. So both of us by 2.
You do whatever. I'm at 31 now.
So I'm at 26. Because I can't be the one that gets forced to take, like, he's more of the fighter than me. So I don't want to be forced to take guys. I only want to take them when it's good for me. And then I could play a green card, but I'm not going to. Okay. I will pass to you.
So you and Mel could sit at separate tables, no?
What?
So that we can play more unique cards. We just sit at separate tables.
I get it.
So I said 1 per table. 1 per play area. Oh, make a different play area.
If he finds his later, I could remove mine, right? When you play yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Or this character could lose it from an encounter effect, or could die.
Yeah.
And then I can play another one. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna play 1 Blade of Gondolin, I think, on Legolas, so he can get extra attack against orcs. Doesn't work great against spiders, but if I destroy this guy with Legolas, we can put 3 on the current quest or location, whatever's going on.
Okay.
Then I think I'm going to play a Gondorian Spearman for 2. And again, you can use resources from multiple heroes' pools as long as they're the same. And I'm going to put this guy into play. A little Sentinel, do some defending.
Oh, nice. In case I get stuck.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
So that's the plan there. And then I think I'm good with that.
All right, questing. So just before we quest, I'm going to just actually exhaust that.
We have 4 in the staging area right now.
Mm-hmm.
So based on Kate's logic, we might be going up to like 8-ish. But then if there's surges, I don't know in this scenario if there are surges and stuff, but that could bring extra cards in the staging area unplanned.
I don't remember. Okay, I'm first player, so I'm going to put in 4, 5. I'm going to put in 5. Once you commit somebody, you can have my resource. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a question then. after I commit him to the quest. So if I'm first player, does the resource always have to go to me? Because you don't have anybody in the quest?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's annoying.
Go ahead, though.
Okay, so I'll just give it to him. So we can get the Son of Andor out. Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'll quest with Aragorn for 2.
7 we're at.
I think he's okay. Now Gimli. Yeah, I'll do Gimli too.
All right, we're at 9.
9?
Yep.
Okay. And then we can discard worst case. All right, next card we get another location, Necromancer's Pass. 3 threat. Travel, first player must discard 2 cards from their hand at random to travel here. Ooh, that's rough.
Okay.
So that's adding 3 threats to the staging area. And big bad Dol Guldur Beastmaster. He's 35 for his threat check, kind of encounter engagement check or whatever it's called. So he can sit in the staging area for a while before he actually force engages with somebody, but we can optionally engage with him if we're ready to deal with him. But he does have 5 health and will block 1 every attack with his defense power. And he does hit for 3 plus possible shadow card. And the cool part on his side, bad for us, forced. When he attacks, he gets an additional shadow card, so it increases his chance of being way worse than a 3 damage attack. Okay, so now in the staging area is 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I think we're tied. 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. So we could, here's what my thought. I think only one of us discard a card, because if Legolas takes this guy out, you'll put 2 on it, and that'll be 3.
But
Unless you want the carryover.
any extra goes there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if there's cards
But
that
we're not just trying to do this, extra spills onto this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
only if you have cards that you want to discard. I was going to say, I can discard 1 for sure.
Probably good. So then we'd be up 1.
We'd be up 1.
If we can get, we can't get rid of this before the travel phase, right?
No.
That'd be huge if we could.
No, we'd be 1 shy.
Yep.
Actually, no. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. If I don't discard this, I can play it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you could play this in the quest phase, right?
Yeah.
To ignore one of them, and that will get more
Is it
progress.
this one's location, right? Yeah, so I could say this location doesn't count.
Yep.
That costs 1 lore. So now we're at 2, 4, 6. So we're up by 3.
Which could just get rid of this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so 3 progress will be applied to this one. And then boom, that's to the discard pile. And that goes away. If we had 4 progress, 1 would spill over onto the current quest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and now we can travel.
Now we have the travel phase. So now that we got rid of the active location, we're allowed to have only 1 active location. So now we can get a location out of the area here. So our options are, we have to travel here. You must, each player must exhaust 1 hero they control to travel here. Might be okay.
Might be okay. I don't need to necessarily draw cards.
Forest Gate. Get 2 threat out of there. It takes 4 to get rid of it. Response, after you travel here, the first player may draw 2 cards.
I mean,
that might be nice. That might be nice to do. Then we have Necromancer's Pass. This could get 3 threat out of the staging area going forward. It's only 2 to get rid of it. It doesn't take that long. But the first player must discard 2 cards from their hand at random to travel there.
I really don't want to do, because I have cancel a shadow, cancel when revealed, and bring a card back. Like these I could use multiple times. No.
That's crazy.
I think I draw cards.
We could wait till I'm first player to do that one if we want to.
We could.
I'm fine with that.
I could draw cards.
Yeah, sure. So we're going to travel to this one. After you travel to Forest Gate, the first player may draw 2 cards. You may, you don't have to.
No, I'd like to. Okay, so choose, okay. So I can choose a character, heal all damage from that character. And I have...
Vampire.
I have just a weenie, or not a weenie, just an ally. After Miner of the Iron Hills enters play, choose and discard 1 condition attachment from play. So if that web came out, but... Okay.
All right, so that's travel. On to engagement. This guy I can defeat just by defending with this guy. Insta kill, because he has 1 health remaining. I defend with this guy, boom, he's dead. But if I'm dealing with this guy, I don't have any way to defend right now.
We don't have to take him, but
no.
and I don't. want to take him.
Yeah, I'm not ready to take him.
I am not ready until I get like a ally out that can.
So yeah, let's just leave him there then.
Yeah.
I could stop him from attacking if I just want to take him and start hitting him. But again,
I could put 1 into the hit if that
yeah, but it's
matters.
like he defends for 1, so that does nothing. I would have to use Legolas to do some damage to him.
Yeah, Legolas.
He is an orc, so I do get +1. So Legolas hits for 4, 5. So 4 would get through. He'd close.
I mean, it's not a terrible idea.
And then but then I have to deal with his attack next round because I don't have a way to stop him. But then I could one-shot him with this defense.
Don't you have the one that can
quick
give
strike? I could quick strike him too. Yeah, but that's 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I could just do the same thing. So yeah, we can get aggressive with it.
It's up to you. I'm gonna not optionally engage.
Just for fun. So I'll engage this guy. Okay, big bad guy. Now in combat, I am going to say I'm going to use feint on this. I don't know if I should. There is a worse spider guy in this scenario. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Maybe by then you'll be built up.
But I just want to show some cool stuff in the game, show off some cards. So like, and this is the easy scenario, the one where you can be kind of silly and fun with it a little bit. Choose an enemy, engage with that player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase. So I will spend 1 to play this. I'll choose this guy. He can't attack in the combat phase. I think we still, I can deal shadow cards first and then do that after, I believe. So I could deal shadow cards like this. I deal him an extra 1, whatever. I'll choose him not to attack. Okay. So that's done. Now I'll declare defenders, or I'll deal with this guy's attack first. And this guy will defend.
I do have a cancel a shadow card, so if something really bad
It's fine, it's fine. When this guy defends as a response, he automatically adds 1 damage to this guy, so it kills this guy.
Oh.
And the shadow card just goes away.
Nice.
He goes away.
Was that big spider you were talking about?
Oh yeah, I should have looked. Oh, Ungoliant spawn. Anyone who knows this scenario, this guy could be a big deal later in the scenario. We might need him to fight him, or we might need him to be out of our way. So he just went away as a shadow card.
That's good.
And the shadow effect is raise defending player's threat by 4. So good thing I killed that guy on defense.
Yeah. I would have canceled that anyways because I think that's the worst one. The worst shadow card?
Maybe. All right. Then this guy doesn't attack because I played that thing. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to do a attack here from Legolas for 4.
I'll put 1 in.
5. So 1 of it gets blocked. This guy takes 4. Again, I could have done this more efficient, use Legolas to like kill that other guy to get progress going, but I think we're fine. I think we're fine for now. So he's got 4 damage. And then I can use this guy to kill him next turn, or a quick strike from Legolas next turn to kill this guy before he gets to go. And then these just get discarded at the end. So this is nice having this discarded. Deal 1 damage to each exhausted character, Necromancer's Reach. I think there's 3 of them in this
I want to
set.
say, did we see a second one? No.
And then a King Spider is going away as a shadow card, which could have been defending player must choose and exhaust 1 character they control, 2 characters instead if this attack is undefended. So that's a nice one to not fire off. And now we're done. So ready up. Pass first player token, and I guess Mendor in this case.
Okay, raise my threat to 27.
32. Draw a card. Oh, look who showed up to the party. It's Gandalf. 5 cost. And I'm holding a sneak attack, aren't I? The best little combo in the core set, I think. Sneak attack can drop Gandalf into play. When Gandalf enters play, choose 1. Draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to 1 enemy, or reduce your threat by 5. At the end of the round, discard Gandalf from play. But the cool part with this card, it returns into your hand. So then you can play this guy later and do this all over again. Look at those beautiful stats. You can drop them in for questing. You can drop them in for fighting, defending. Yeah, it's Gandalf.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Bearvor drops 2 cards.
Oh, don't forget to draw 2. Go ahead.
Yeah?
I'm good. Yeah.
Sorry, this is the card I drew from thing. It doesn't matter.
That's fine.
So what did drew it. Thank you. Okay, so.
What did you draw? What'd you draw?
I drew, here, we could do it that way.
So with Bearvor, Mel drew Protector of Lorien, attached to a hero, so it's attachment. Discard a card from your hand to give attached hero +1 defensive power or +1 willpower till the end of the phase, 3 times per phase. So you could take that action, pitch 3 cards to really beef up a character. That's kind of cool. Snowborn Scout. It's a little 1 cost ally, 1 health, 1 defense, just comes in to basically take a hit, but after he enters play, you get to choose a location to drop a progress on it, and that could be a location in the staging area and getting rid of it so we don't have to go through traveling and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's I
very
like
powerful. And then she drew another 4 Gondor, which is what I have in my hand. Or I threw that away, actually. And then...
do you have a character that defends a lot? Because I can just attach that to you.
I'd say we use it for questing, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I could just put it on her, and then she has the option to do her ability plus this ability.
It's your call.
I have quite a bit of cards, yeah. Okay. And then resources. Sorry, I didn't do my resources yet. Okay, and then you're first.
Okay. So planning. I only have 2. I need to save it a quick strike. Aragorn. I'm gonna start readying him more often with the resources. I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I am gonna play that Snowborn Scout that I just drew, and I'm gonna place a progress token on.
Could be this location. Could be one of these 2. I wouldn't put it on one that's a 2 because, you know, Legolas's ability could hit one of those in like one shot.
But we still have to travel to it, and it's a travel thing is bad. Like this one each.
Yeah, but are you going to get another way to put one on it in there? I don't have a way to put them on in there.
I have another guy that can.
But you still have like 40 cards left.
I know.
I
have 2 copies.
I know. I'm just saying, like you can't bet on seeing cards in this game.
Well, I can put it here then. Maybe we can get rid of that. Okay. And did I pay for that? Yes. And then, did I pay for that? Yeah, I did.
I don't know. Oh, did you exhaust the steward to get your money?
Not yet.
Do it.
I know. I'm looking at what I need first. I don't. Yeah. I know. Then, did I use? I think I used the wrong resource on that one. Sorry. I think I did because I didn't do any green. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so that's how many green I played. I don't know. Okay, maybe I did. I don't know. I just wish
you did pay, says Matt.
I did pay, but now I'm thinking I used a green instead of this one. But I don't know.
Yeah, you should have an extra because I haven't spent anything on Aragorn and he's at 3.
Yeah, because that one I discarded. So I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I paid the wrong resource here.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I knew that I couldn't play this card.
Okay.
Sorry. Then let's do. Miner of the Iron Hills for 2. There's no condition attachments that I want to remove.
Yeah, Dan says use green instead of purple. Perfect.
I thought
Thank
so.
you, Dan.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Thank you. When I looked down, I realized that things looked weird. And then I think that is all I'm doing for. I'll just get 2 resources here. And then I'm good. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I just grabbed whatever was first. I'm sorry.
I just thought of something. I think. Like maybe that'll help. I don't know. I offset the sound, so I don't know if it'll like sync up. I don't know. We'll see.
Is it out of sync again?
I think it is still slightly, but yeah, you guys can let us know. I'll keep pushing the sound back, but I'm assuming the sound is too early. But yeah. Okay. So now we're on to questing.
Did you pat? Oh yeah, you went first. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, questing.
So I'm gonna do Aragorn. I'm gonna pay 1 to ready Aragorn. And I'm gonna put in yeah, I'll put in Gimli too.
Okay.
So I got 4 in. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put in Arwen for 4.
Orbis says sync is fine for me. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Brett says 1440p sound check. Good. Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
4, 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Would you like a resource? You can take one if you'd like. I don't know what color you need.
I'll take it on Gimli, actually.
All right, so I'm putting in 5, and you put in 4, so we're at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got another forest spider. This is adding 2 threat. And it will engage one of us.
Okay.
And a black forest bats. 15 engagement. 1 threat only. 1 attack. No defense. 2 health. When revealed, each player must choose 1 character currently committed to the quest and remove that character from the quest. The chosen character does not ready.
I will cancel that because I have a way to bring it back.
You can cancel when revealed of an enemy?
I have when revealed.
Well, what does it say? Let's read.
Come an encounter card.
Cancel when revealed effects of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck. That sounds legit.
Yeah, so I'll pay 1 from the correct resource, and I'll cancel that.
All right, cool.
But then I'm going to do another action just quickly. I'm going to spend 1 more from the same resource, and I can return a spirit card to my hand from a discard pile.
Whoa.
We can bring that back, so we can do that again.
Whoa, recursion.
Okay. Sorry, so 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 9. 9. 9. I don't really have any cards.
I can pitch one.
9, 10.
I'll pitch one.
10.
We just need 3 up if we could.
What were we at? Sorry,
I forget
5,
what we're
6,
at.
7, 8. We're up 2, so I guess I do need to pitch a card. Okay, so I don't want to get rid of the heal and the cancels. I can get rid of this guy maybe.
Yeah, you got 2 allies in play.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that
I'm
one.
taking most enemies.
Okay, so we're up by 3.
All right, boom. So this one's officially traveled. Or explored, I should say, explored. Okay, travel phase. I'm the first player. I could discard 2 cards at random from my hand. It's a little scary.
Oh, you have Gandalf?
I actually could sneak Gandalf in, but then he only comes in during the travel phase.
I was gonna say, what about this one? Because potentially I could discard, or I could exhaust a hero.
I don't know if there's a window for that, but actually, yeah, I can exhaust a hero.
Yeah, I can exhaust a hero. So
Each player must exhaust 1 hero to travel here. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
Whoops.
Because it's not that bad out.
Okay. All right. So I will exhaust Aragorn. Okay.
Okay. Optional engage.
So I'm first player. I can choose to optionally engage one of these guys. Let me. I'll optionally engage this one.
Okay, I'll optionally engage this one.
So Forest Spider is 3 attack for the rest of the round. Okay. All right, so I'm first player. I'll deal with my attacks. Give my shadow cards to the highest engagement character. And the next one.
He always gets 2 shadow cards?
When Dol Guldur Beastmaster attacks, deal 1 additional shadow card.
Yucky.
So I'm going to defend against him with this guy. Boom, he deals the damage before he attacks. Oh, man, get him.
So good.
Got him.
Oh, yes.
Another Necromancer's Reach and Dol Guldur Orcs. Horrible. Get rid of him.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, he's dead. No victory points, so he goes back in the discard pile. Okay. Now this guy.
I have a cancel a shadow card, so if something makes you do something really bad.
I'm also debating sneak attacking in Gandalf and just smoking this fool.
Don't worry about this guy, because I can kill that guy.
Well, no, I want to kill him to get 3 progress
Can't
tokens.
Legolas kill your guy? Oh.
Legolas is not an orc, so Legolas only hits for 3. I got Mendor to help me. I could go undefended, but it's 3 damage plus possible shadow card.
I can cancel a shadow card if it's really bad.
Yeah, quick strike's not going to help me there.
This guy doesn't, he can't defend for you. No.
I probably should have quick strike with him on the other guy, but.
Oh, instead of defending? Do you need to rewind it?
So if I defend against this guy, if I quick strike on the other guy, Legolas gets the progress. This guy would defend against. He just puts 1 damage there, but he still gets the attack through, kills this guy. So maybe that's not good. Maybe I'll just drop Gandalf in for fun.
Sure.
Deal 4 damage to an enemy in play. But then what else is Gandalf doing? That's kind of like lame.
He'll do something more fun when he comes back next time.
No, I want him to come in and go to a quest, do damage to a character. So I'm going to save that, like get more value out of Gandalf. So I will just say, I don't want to lose a hero. Yeah, I did this kind of wrong.
Yeah, see, I can cancel the shadow card. So Edward's saying...
If you can cancel a shadow card, then I'm safe. So I will just say undefended.
Cancel a shadow card.
Undefended.
Oh,
Okay.
not even a shadow.
Caught in a web. The other caught in a web's
okay,
gone.
That's good.
Okay, so 3 damage. I can put on a single hero. I'll put it on Gimli. So he's 1 away from dying, but now he attacks for 6. That is super scary, though. I'm not going to put him in quests anymore, so that's a little sucky. I need a Citadel plate or a way to heal him a bit, but... all right. So this guy's attack done.
Sorry, I just got to do my attack.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to defend with this guy, since this guy can't attack back. So he'll defend. So it's 1. That's just 1. He has a defensive 1, so nothing gets through.
No.
Your attacks.
Okay, so I'm thinking...
You can attack him. He doesn't need to, because he's not going to kill him anyways.
Yeah. So let's attack... what is this guy?
He's 2 with no defense.
Okay, yeah. So Legolas will just snipe that guy.
Okay.
And then now I get to put 3 progress tokens on the current quest. So 2 of it goes here, gets rid of this one, and 1 will go on the main quest.
And then we can do this. I'll just have to discard cards. Ooh. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, so next questing phase, I'll drop this guy in probably to quest, snipe this guy out of place so I don't have to worry about his attacks. Although I could just defend and hope that we're good, or defend with someone else. And I could drop other characters in play. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, so ready up. Pass first player.
Do you want to make another row?
Yeah, you do whatever.
Okay, and then raise my threat by 1 to 28.
33 threats. Then we'll get resources.
And draw a card. Oh, I can heal a character again. So I have 2 heals. If you want some heal for Gimli at any point, you let me know.
But does it heal all of it?
Yeah.
I don't want to heal all of it.
Well, if you get in a dire situation.
I know. I don't want to lose Gimli either. I need a Citadel plate. Did you draw any cards with this thing?
She exhausted
She
for
exhausted?
us to travel.
Oh, okay. All right, with this thing. I should say with her, Bearvor. This thing, this card right here, this ability thing.
Oh, but Edward says need to heal Gimli's stat. Maybe he doesn't like him being close to death.
I agree. I hate being Gimli like this.
But I could heal him and you start it again.
Yeah, that's true. It's better than losing him during the campaign.
I can't do it till next round anyways because I don't have enough to pay for it. It's 2.
But if you quest with her, then you give a resource, but then you...
But it's an event, so I can play it whenever.
Oh, okay.
So I could do that. Yeah, because I can go all in quest because I do have these 2 guys in case I need to if I do get a guy with me, but... okay, so planning.
Oh, I didn't draw. I got Bjorn.
Planning. I don't really have much I'm doing. Oh, I can do this now. Oh, that's an event.
If I can find Citadel plate, we're good. Maybe I'll draw with Gandalf.
Please nothing let me discard events. I have a whole hand of events here. And I have 1 attachment. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna, but I want to build up the resources. Nope, I gotta wait 1 more turn for that. I pass.
Okay, I am... we'll just pay 3 off Gimli, just in case he disappears, for a horseback archer.
Okay.
Who is also ranged, so he can help attack wherever. Okay, cool.
Are you dropping Gandalf?
In questing phase, maybe.
In the
Definitely not in the
phase.
planning phase. That would suck to play him and then put him back to hand there and not get any use out of him other than card draw.
I thought you were playing him fully, but you're quick striking him in,
I wouldn't
right?
play him.
And then,
I play quick strike first.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, a sneak attack
Sneak
first.
attack.
Okay, so you go for questing.
Questing. All right. So we're going to go with 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use his ability to give her the resource. And then just before we do anything else, I will spend 2 green resources to choose a character, heal all damage from that character. Okay, so I'm at 7. I quest for 7.
I'll put Aragorn in, then I'll spend a resource from Aragorn's pool to ready him right back up. And that is it.
So we're at 9.
Okay, 9. Great. 3 in the staging area?
3, yeah.
Well, now there's 5. Enchanted Stream. While Enchanted Stream is the active location, players cannot draw cards.
Okay.
But again, it's only in the staging area right now, so that does not affect us. And then another Dol Guldur Beastmaster. When Dol Guldur Beastmaster attacks, deal an additional shadow card. All right, so he's back.
All
35.
right.
I'm still at 33, so he doesn't engage me yet.
28.
You're at 28. Okay. So we're at
7.
7 in there.
So we're up 2.
And what do we need to progress here?
4.
We're at 4. We need 4 more.
So if we discard a card each.
Yeah, I'll get rid of Bjorn.
Right, I think I'm going to get rid of 4 Gondor. Yeah, and that'll be the 4 that we need.
Okay. So 4 on here brings it to 8. So we've met the 8th threshold here. So this one's completed. Just throw that out of the way there. Now we're on to 2A. Fork in the road. As you move through Mirkwood, hounded by spiders, the forest path forks before you. So it's 2. We need to get through this.
Okay.
Unsure of what lies ahead, but spurred by the urgency of your message, you choose a path and proceed. Forced. When you defeat this stage, proceed to one of the 2 at chosen path stages at random. So these are the identical backs on them. We'll choose one at random, and based on that, our 3rd stage will be different. Or it could be different than if we played another time, you know? Mm-hmm. So we'll just throw those there. So it's only 2 progress. That's easy to get to that.
So then he has an ability, if you want to put his card up, because he has an ability that we can trigger
Mendor
now.
fires now, right?
Yep.
Response. After a quest card is defeated, ready Mendor, then each player draws 1 card.
So he was already ready, so we don't have to worry about that, but we get to draw a card each.
Citadel Plate. That's what I need for Gimli. Don't heal Gimli anymore.
Oh,
Look at that. That's so sucky.
I should have waited.
Yeah, you should have waited.
That's okay. And I just drew an ally.
Damn it. I don't have a way to put it out yet, so it's like probably safe that you did that anyway, but oh well.
All right.
Maybe I'll let this guy attack Gimli then, because I'm not so worried anymore. But
I'm going to take an action as well to gain 2 resources. I don't need them, but 1, 2. Okay. All right. I think that is good. So travel. Do we want to travel? We can't draw cards. She's down.
But I can get rid of it with Legolas, right?
So, yeah.
So let's go to the one that we have this one out now where while Enchanted Stream's the active location, players cannot draw cards.
Okay.
So don't let us draw cards, but hopefully Legolas can get rid of that.
And she's already down.
Before the refresh phase.
Okay. Engagement? I don't think I want that guy.
I mean, all my characters are ready. I could start the process with that guy.
It's up to you.
But
I can range in 1 if you need 1, but...
Okay, so let's think. Yeah, Gimli just went down to weenie levels again. But,
Sorry.
So total attack I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
12.
12 if it's an orc. 13 here. And I need to do a total of, looks like 6 here and 5 here.
So you have 2 spare.
But I got to defend with guys first because I have no way of stopping them from attacking. But I mean, I can drop Gandalf in. I forgot to drop him in during the quest phase.
So here's a question.
But that was kind of good that I didn't actually.
Do you have enough range to take this guy out? If I took him on my side, because I have guys that can defend.
Range I have 4, 5, 6.
7.
Well, you can attack with other guys on your side too.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't attack.
But this
guy does, yeah. Okay, so I can take him on my side.
To kill him, yeah. If you can take the hit.
Because I can defend with this guy.
Okay.
Right? Because no, it doesn't spill over or anything.
Okay.
So I'll engage this guy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm first
so
player.
you're first player, so let's deal that guy has 2 shadow cards he needs. Mm-hmm. Whoops.
I didn't see it anyways.
Yeah, pretend I didn't see that. I didn't know what it is, but.
Okay. I'm going to defend with him.
I can defend with Aragorn.
No, but it doesn't spill over or anything.
Just let him get
So
smoked.
he'll just die, but let's see what we got here. 1 is attacking enemy gets +1.
So we got a shadow effect. Attacking enemy gets +1. If this attack's undefended, raise your threat by 3, which it wasn't.
Okay. And then we got another one.
Oh, Defending player must choose and exhaust one character they control. 2 instead if this attack is undefended.
Okay. I
So
don't
you
think
could
I
just
need...
exhaust him. I don't think you need that guy.
No, I don't think I need this guy.
Do you though? Hold on. If I'm attacking, I said for 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough to kill
That's
him.
enough to kill him. Okay, so I can exhaust him.
But no, I would exhaust this guy because you can use that guy to help me on this side
sure,
for this
if
guy.
you need. Yeah. Okay,
Maybe.
I'll exhaust
I
this
don't
guy.
know.
But then this guy is going to just die because he only defends for 1, and he has 1 health.
Okay, so we'll discard these shadow cards.
Oh, sorry, give you the guy too. Yeah, you can take it.
Okay, so this one I'm going to defend with Gimli. This guy's attacking for 2 only this time because he didn't engage me, so he doesn't have the bonus. No shadow effect. So Gimli fully blocks it.
Oh, so he doesn't take damage, sorry.
That's okay. I mean, whatever. Then we're going to range attack your guy because your first player will attack this enemy first. So range of 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
and
he
he's
blocks
dead.
for 1, so he's dead.
So 2 progress on the current location. Actually 3. So I'll trigger the 1 for 2. It gets rid of this. And then a third one off the weapon I have, the Blade of Gondolin.
Okay,
will
so
go
that
on the
doesn't-
current location. So this guy's gone. Dulguldur Beastmaster number 2. And then this guy.
Oh,
Did I defend against this guy? Yeah, I did with this guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, whoa. Then I can just attack for only 4.
And I'll add 1.
And you'll add 1. So that's 5 total we need to kill this guy. Boom. 4 spider gone.
Beautiful.
All right. So ready up.
And we can now draw
pass first
again.
player, increase threat. So I'm at 34.
I'm at 29. All right, so
And then we're
we
gonna
can,
get some
we
resources.
can draw. Oh, I have a Gandalf now too. And I have a lot of resources, so we can definitely have him come in if you're
But
not.
only one Gandalf
if,
can play
I was
at a
gonna say,
time.
if you're not.
I know, I keep forgetting because I'm like, I was going to use him to damage that guy. Then it's like, but again, we might have to either, I think it's quest hard on the next one or fight the Ungoliant spawn, which Gandalf would be good to help with that. It just means I'm not doing this to discard cards.
Do you want me to just pay for him straight up?
If you want, then he's in for the whole round. You can decide whether you want to use him on questing
Well,
or
I'll
fighting
use him
or
on
defending.
quest, I think.
Holy crap, man.
Yeah, because she has this, and I have
Hoarder.
no. You told me to put on this one, which is
Hoarder.
fine, but I have no blue cards to pay for any. Like they're all like all my blue cards have been pretty cheap, so she's just
Yes,
hoarding the
Edward.
money.
Yeah, he blocked with the horse. She blocked with the horseman, Edward. Yeah, and,
Yes,
and
I
it's
did.
dead right here.
Yeah, right here.
This one, it died.
He's dead. Oh no, that's okay. Sorry if I didn't say it.
No worries, no worries. Okay,
You're first player.
I'm first player. I'm playing cards now, right? That's where we're at.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to spend 4 tactics resources to put a citadel plate on Gimli. So now Gimli is +4 hit points. So he's a 9. So now I'm okay with him defending, taking tons of damage, whatever. Done. And then here, I'm okay. Done.
All right. I'm gonna play Gandalf.
And when Gandalf enters play, what do you want to do? Draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to an enemy, or reduce your threat by 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like to draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage. I'm not dealing damage. I will draw 3 cards. 1,
Bjorn.
2, 3. So we already saw that one.
Yep, so this is
These
the
are
only new card we haven't seen so far.
Showed that one.
Erebor Hammersmith. Response: after you play Erebor Hammersmith, return the topmost attachment in any player's discard pile to their hand.
Do you have any in your hand?
In my discard?
Or in your
No,
discard?
none. So you can pitch with, we can both pitch with her ability on purpose, just to get a card right
I
back.
thought I did have.
Read the bottom, it says attachments.
No, so
Okay,
it must be something.
cool.
in it. Okay, and then let's just play for 3. Let's put it up here.
Hybrid people do
sorry.
that all the time. Pause the stream, come back and play, and then they're wondering why the chat doesn't make sense and why they're telling us things in the chat, but we're like, it doesn't make sense. Like, no, Mel, don't play that card. But She played that card like 10 minutes ago. What are you talking about? Yeah, damn live pausing DVR functions. What's going on?
I'm going to gain 2 resources
Awesome.
from this. And then I am good. I'm good.
So now we're on to questing.
Yes.
I'll throw Aragorn in. I'll spend a resource off Aragorn to ready him right back up. And I mean, Gimli can go in. Oh, it's 3 in here. We only need 1 to progress. Not bad. But
the first player must discard 2 cards from hand, random, to travel.
we don't need to travel.
We don't need to, but
Yeah,
of course, too. I'm going to overquest on this if I put Gandalf in.
You can use them in the combat if something shows up. I don't know. It's your call. I'll just put 2.
You just put 2?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to put in 4, 5. You can gain a resource of somebody whoever you put in if you'd like. 4, 5, 6, 7, because you put 2. No, maybe I just put Gandalf in, and we do have 3 already up, so 8, 9. Okay, I'll put in 9. We're at 11.
Forest Spider. Yeah, adding 2 threat.
Okay.
I'll definitely engage somebody. And Forest Gate, adding 2 more threat. This is the one you get to draw 2 cards for the first player after you travel here.
Okay.
But I don't know if we want to, but we'll see what
3,
happens.
4, 5, 6, 7. We're at 11, so we're up.
So we definitely, we only needed 1 to succeed on this one. We already had 1, but the rest doesn't spill over, just like the other games. This does not spill over like Marvel Champions, etc. So we now, Forest, when you defeat the stage, proceed to 1 of 2 of the chosen stages. And what we're going to do, they're random. Okay, I don't know what's on the back. You don't know what's on the back. Well, you maybe do if you play the game, but you shouldn't know which one is which. We're going to do a dirty quick poll in the live chat, and you guys are going to pick card A or card B. And whichever one you vote, that's which one we go with.
Top or bottom?
A, B. Which quest card? Okay, so I'm putting a poll in the live chat. I'll do it for like 1 minute. If you're watching this live, open the chat, click the poll, vote for A or B, okay? Whichever one you think we should do, and then we'll go with that one. I don't know. I don't have a coin handy to flip. We could shuffle, but, you know, this way, no shenanigans. It's all on the chat. So just for fun, while I take a drink. I'm buying myself some time.
Oh, yeah, I guess you can.
Break time. You guys are funny. All right, so we have some voting. Voting is coming in now. Stay tuned to find out which wins, Chosen Path A or Chosen Path B. It's funny because it's like 3A and 3A.
Well, that's exactly what Brian says. Both say A, so is AA or is BA or is BA or B?
No, Brian, you go to AA on Fridays. That's Fridays is AA. Not today, not today. All right, votes still coming in. Votes still coming in. I'll give it like 30 more seconds. Get your votes in. Get into the live chat. Click vote. Open up the chat if you're watching on a mobile device. You just gotta click the little chat button, or on the computer. Take it out of full screen. If you're watching on the TV, you'll have to bring it up on your phone or something. Yeah, you can't get involved, I guess. Depends how you're watching on your TV, I guess. But all right, let's end the poll. Elaine, how's it going?
Hello.
And YouTube, poll, calculators, whatever. We're going with A, got 62%. A got 62%. So we're not going to see what's going to happen on this other card. This is the one we're going with, and it is Don't Leave the Path.
Okay.
0 progress needed. The shadows grow darker, and you realize, oh yeah, maybe I should have read the front. The trail winds into one of the darkest, most tangled parts of the forest. You sense that a foul, dark presence is hunting you, and you move quickly in an attempt to avoid its evil. The shadows grow darker, and you realize that a foul presence is aiming to draw you from the path. You must defeat it to pass this way. When revealed, each player must search the encounter deck and discard pile for one spider traded card of their choice and add it to the staging area. Then it says the players must find and defeat the Ungoliant spawn to win the game. We know he's in the discard pile. There is only one copy of that dirty spider, and he is in there. So that's what we got to do to win. So, like, questing now to get progress on the current quest doesn't even matter, but it does matter for questing so our threat doesn't go up by not questing, but now it's turned into a find the spider and kill it. So right now, we can go in the discard pile, and we could grab cheeky little forest spiders and wait until the encounter deck, which only has like 12-ish cards left in it. We could wait till we get through those cards, shuffle this deck back up, hopefully see the Ungoliant spawn come out sometime in the next 6 hours while we're playing, or one of us just goes and grabs him because he is spider traded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Where is he? He was like gone early, right?
Yeah.
So if I remember, yeah, he is spider traded. So we need to defeat this guy to win. So, you know, if we hadn't seen him yet, we could go grab him. If he was already in play, we could continue fighting him. I've played sometimes, I remember before, where he would come into play early, and we would purposely, because we know what could be coming, we would damage this guy a little bit, but not kill him. And then if we got this Quest 3 card, we would then finish him off. Or, you know, we have to go hunt him down. But there's the other option is more questing focused, where this guy could block you from completing the quest while he's in play, and then you still have to quest your way out of it or explore or whatever.
I'm regretting playing Gandalf.
It's fine. I can play mine after.
I know, but it would have been nice to just do 4 damage straight up.
So, what were we doing here? This one's gone.
Yeah.
Where is this one? So, when revealed, each player must search the encounter deck and discard pile for one spider card of their choice added to the staging area. So I'm first player. I'm going to grab an Ungoliant spawn out of the staging area.
And I'll just take one of the weenies.
Do you want to grab one out of the deck or the discard pile?
The discard pile. Discard.
Why?
Because I don't want to go through this and have to shuffle all those bad cards back.
Oh. Okay.
So I'd rather take one from the discard pile. Keep this as thick as possible.
Or a spider, I assume.
Yeah.
Unless, what was that one that was like a little...
Unless there's one that's like 10.
There's King Spider, which is like...
Oh, but he hits for 3.
He hits for 3. When revealed, each player must choose an exhaustive character they control.
Like the other one's fine.
What was that other little weenie thing? Oh, it was a bats. Yeah, it's not a spider. Okay, then the discard pile will go back.
All right, that was questing.
So now we just got to kill this guy to win. So remember, this guy's adding 3 threat, but he'll engage one of us. I'm 34, so he's definitely going to come after me. He's 3 threat, 5 attack he is, defense for 2, and is 9 health. When revealed, each character currently committed to a quest, which doesn't matter anymore, gets -1 willpower till the end of the phase. So that was all said and done. We don't care about that anymore. Nothing else mattered. Okay, travel.
We can... Yeah, we can travel just to get out of, because in case we don't kill the spider this turn, right?
So this one we could travel to, and the first player can draw 2 cards.
Oh yeah, let's travel there, just to reduce some threat if this does go another round.
Okay, so I'll draw 2.
Yep.
Dwarven axe.
Oh.
Little late, but might be nice to chop some spiders. And... Oh, hello. A little feint action. Choose an enemy engaged with a player. That enemy cannot attack a player this phase.
So good.
I wonder if there's any enemies I might want to use that on.
So
I don't have any money right now to do it because I did the Citadel plate business, but...
can I give you money in any way? I don't think I have anything that
It's
can give you
okay,
money.
whatever. I have weenies to die. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just throw Mendor in front of it and kill Mendor, right?
No.
Oh, no, I'm not supposed to do that? Okay.
You will not.
All right, so engagement.
You probably want to just take the big boy, right? So that 2...
So
I option
engage. Yeah, I option engage 1. Let's say I take a forest spider. You don't take any.
No, I'll take a forest spider.
Then this guy comes after me. Then this guy comes after you anyway, right?
Yeah.
Or if we leave it and we don't optionally take anything, first the big guy is going to come after me, then one comes after you, then one comes after me.
Same.
So it all kind of works out the same anyway.
I'm fine with one of
There's
these.
no way I can get them all, is what I'm getting at. All right.
I can't kill them. I'm one shot. But...
So we got to remember, these guys right now when they engage, they are +1 attack.
Okay.
So they each attack for 3. Those dirty forest spiders, we've seen a whole bunch of them already. Jonathan says, the polls are in. Rob doesn't care about approximately 33% of this game. Why? What
does that mean?
What do you mean by that? What am I missing? Am I forgetting about 33% of the game? Am I skipping like 33% of the phases or something? Or are you just messing with me? Edward says, doesn't Ungi's spawn text reduce the questing total? Yeah,
yes,
but we already passed that.
And then...
Because remember, we finished applying our quest value, and he came out after we saw the next objective. So
because it's only for that round, right? It's not ongoing?
Yeah. It's each character currently committed to a quest is -1 willpower. The point. Oh, you're just messing with me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter because we were already done all the questing stuff. So even though we reduced our willpower, we already did all that math and dealt progress. So it doesn't matter. That's the thing. In this game, sometimes there's like cards that are super dirty in here, but if they come out as a shadow card or come out at the different time during setup and stuff, they're not as bad. Oh, it also wasn't revealed from the encounter deck.
Oh yeah, we pulled it. We grabbed it out separate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. If the text mattered for next round, that would have been different.
It just says till the end of the phase, so it doesn't carry over. Okay. So I'm gonna go first, deal with attacks here. Let's go with... I'll defend with this guy against the Ungoliant spawn, and I'll use response to deal damage. Okay, then we'll flip a card here. Oh, defending player must choose and discard 1 attachment they control.
I can cancel that.
Doesn't matter though.
I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm not even fighting any orcs. We don't need to add progress.
Okay, if you're fine
I'll
with it.
just get rid of the Blade of Gondolin.
Gandalf will go away at the end of the whole round because I paid for him fully.
Okay, so then we'll have 5 attack hitting a guy who has 1 defense and 1 health. So 4 gets through after the defense. This guy's dead. Okay, do I have any when a character leaves play business? No. Oh yeah. You have a Gandalf in play. You can't quick strike him in right now. Or sneak attack him in, sorry.
Sorry.
It's all good.
He's going to go away soon.
Okay, so this is dealt with. Okay. Then we have... I don't think this gets discarded until the end of the phase or whatever, but it's whatever. Okay. I just like to keep it clean. But this one here is attacking for 3. Let's just block with the Gimli.
Yeah, and hope something gets through damage-wise.
Yeah, or whatever.
Because you want to give him...
Yeah. So, I mean, I could have blocked against this guy to get a ton of damage through,
no,
but
that's a bad
fine.
idea.
I just want to get this little cheeky damage on here. Okay, so we're attacking for 3 plus nothing else. Ooh, another
that's all 3.
Reach.
Okay, good.
Okay, so 2 gets blocked, 1 gets through on a Gimli, so now he's +1 on attack, but he can't attack right now. Okay,
mine.
Go ahead.
I'm going to defend with the Miner. So he's attacking for 3 plus nothing. So 3, he blocks 1, he has 2 damage, he's dead. All right, go ahead.
Attack time.
If you have 1 left over, I would like it, but if you're putting all your eggs in that basket, then go ahead.
I mean, we just kill him, we win, but I only can attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He blocks 2 of it. 7 will get through, which puts him to 8 and doesn't kill him, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's better to get rid of the other 2, so you only have to focus on 1.
But
don't you have the thing that gives +2 damage?
Only if I had the money to pay for that. I have no money to pay for all these cool red cards to do cool things. Unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. So, it's okay because I can quick strike him or Gandalf destroy him. So if I just get him down to 4 left, I can quick or sneak attack Gandalf in and smoke this fool. So let's just kill this guy. So we need 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this guy's killed. It'll add 2 progress to the current location there, or quest or whatever.
If you save 1 for me, I would really appreciate it. But if you don't want to, it's fine. Because then we can kill this guy.
Oh yeah, so you're saying this guy. So now I can only attack for 4 on him. He blocks 2, so he only gets 2 on him. So I can't smoke him completely, but I could with a quick strike plus Gandalf. 4 goes on, 1 gets through. Yeah, I'm now like, I shouldn't have attacked the other guy, but why do you need it?
Because I can only attack for 4.
Sure, let's kill that guy.
Okay, so I can
let's
attack.
stall it. I don't know if this is good to do this,
2,
but sure.
So, and then plus your 1 is 5 minus 1.
Oh, that.
Okay.
Okay. Ready up. Pass first player. This guy's gone.
Yep.
I go to 35 threat. Okay, draw
I
a
go
card.
to 30.
Order Gondor. Oh, we can only get 1 extra attack, maybe. Resource. Yeah, I definitely didn't do all that super efficient, but it's okay. We have it under control. I didn't draw. Oh, I did draw. I drew this, right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Is someone defending your attack against that guy? Or just chump blocking?
Probably this guy.
So you don't need an extra
No, but if
defense?
another enemy shows up, maybe. But I know from searching in here, there's only like a forest spider maybe and like 1 other enemy. I don't remember.
Okay.
But we've already seen the 2 Dulgor Beastmasters, which is not bad. But yeah, I don't know what else.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried about enemies. I think it's more locations and treacheries.
All right. Well, I will just put in for 2 an ally from that, and then he says after he enters play, return the topmost attachment in any player's discard pile to their hand. I don't know if you have one in there. I do not. If you have any attachments in your
Oh yeah, I can stop him from attacking, right?
Yeah.
Attachments?
Yeah, if you have any, you can return it to your hand. I do not.
Yeah, I can return Blade and Glondolin to my
Okay.
hand, sure.
And then that is me. Oh, I'll just do this to gain 2. Actually, do I gain 2 cards now? No, not yet. In case something. Wait, no, I'm gonna draw 2 cards. Because even if she got damaged in the encounter phase, but I can cancel. So bring a card back is good. And then, I don't know what this guy does.
Hennemarth River Song, Sylvan, action exhausts him to look at the top card of the encounter deck.
Okay,
so you get a little information.
I can't afford him. Okay.
Okay, I won't play anything. On to questing.
On to questing.
So I'll put Aragorn in, even though I'm doing it a little out of order. I'll spend 1 and ready him back up. So I just put 2. You only have 3 in the staging area right now.
She was not out for questing, so.
This is disgusting. See, this is what this card does?
I know, but I don't have any blue cards to.
I know. It's just a weird game.
I
but
know.
It's fine.
I know.
It's the
That's
easy
okay.
scenario. It's because we're not getting smoked, but.
So I'm putting in 5.
All right. I put in 2.
5, 6, 7.
Here we
okay.
go. Oh, there's the other. Dol Guldur Orcs. When revealed, the first player chooses 1 character currently committed to the quest. Deal 2 damage to that character.
Okay, we'll put that on Theodred.
And then we have Old Forest Road. 1 threat. And this is the one after you travel to it. The first player may choose 1 and ready 1 character they control. But again, we already have an active location, so that's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And I believe we did 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we're up by 1, but doesn't matter. So I don't know.
Yeah, put 1 here.
Oh, yeah, we do have a location.
You just change it to a 3.
Yeah.
Get rid of those. And I'll put this back. Okay.
Okay. Travel, we can't. Okay,
Travel,
so
no.
Engagement, I'll just take this guy so you can just fully focus on
Sure,
that
whatever.
guy.
So you'll optionally engage them.
I'll optionally engage this guy.
Okay, so we'll deal out some cards. Your first player gets this one. This guy gets this one. I'm going to play Feint for 1 and stop this guy from attacking. Choose an enemy, engage with a player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase.
Okay, so this guy's going to attack. He's attacking for 2, will defend for 1. Deal 1 damage to each character the defending player controls, 2 damage instead if it's undefended.
Oh, this guy's dirty.
Yeah, but I can.
Look at this enemy. Normally, after Hammerhorns engage you, deal 5 damage to a single hero you control. That would like kill so many heroes. This guy's so filthy.
Well, just because I can, I'm going to cancel it.
So he deals 1 damage to each character that is defending player controls. 2 damage instead if it's undefended.
Yeah. So I cancel it, but also just for fun, I'm going to then return it to my hand.
Okay. Anyways, silly.
Just because I can, and I have all the resources, so I might as well spend.
All right.
All right.
So
And then yours is not attacking. So now mine, I can attack for 2, 3, and he's dead.
boom. Okay. I'm gonna play sneak attack finally, because now there's no other Gandalf in play.
Sorry.
I'm gonna pay 1 from Aragorn's resource pool. And this is an awesome card. Action, put an ally card into play from your hand at the end of the phase. So I'm doing this during combat. If the ally is still in play, return it to your hand. Okay. So we're going to throw Gandalf in there. When he comes into play, I'm going to fire off one of his effects here. I'll just deal 4 damage to one enemy in play. Which enemy should I do that to? Oh, I guess this one. We have a 5 damage.
Yeah, I have a 5, I think. Yeah, here you go.
So boom, 5 damage out of 9. So he just needs 4 more, but he has 2 shield. Okay, and then, just for funs, we're going to have 4 attack, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, minus 2. That will be 13 damage.
Do I have a 10?
Right here. This much damage, okay? And then we kill the spider. Boom! Got him. And then according to this, bottom line, the players must find and defeat Ungoliant Spawn to win the game. We win! Yay!
Woo!
All right. Gandalf arrived precisely when he needed to, even though he didn't need to arrive there. So yeah, that's how it works. So that's a game. But we're playing campaign mode. So when you're playing campaign mode, you turn over this campaign card.
Wait, this is what everyone's been waiting for, right? Because we said
Yeah,
stick
now
around.
they're all going to leave once they were all sticking around for this resolution. So the resolution is each player earns 1 copy of the Mendor support boon card. Add the earned cards to the campaign pool. So we get 2 copies because we're playing 2-player. I assume that's how that works. And here's one. Mendor support. It's a boon. Only 1 copy of Mendor support can be played each round. Action, Mendor gets +2 willpower, +2 attack strength, +2 defense strength until the end of the round. So we'll sleeve those up and we'll just put them in our decks. But we'll write those on the campaign log later just in case. So yeah. And if stage 3B was Bjorn's path, it wasn't. Stage 3B was don't leave the path. Add the Lingering Venom Burden card to the campaign pool. Otherwise, we would have added Ungoliant's Swarm Burden card to the campaign pool. So even the campaign can be different based on the last, the level 3 or encounter 3 quest card 3. So let's check what that is. Check my little burden stack here. Lingering Venom. Burden card has Surge on it. It's a treachery. It's going to go in the encounter deck.
Oh.
When revealed, each player must choose either exhaust each damaged character you control or deal 2 damage to the hero you control with the most damage on it.
That is no good.
And it's got a shadow effect. Exhaust each damaged character you control. Okay, so you're saving your when revealed cancel
For this.
or shadow cancel for this card now going forward. There's probably some super horrible ones in the next one, but that is disgusting. I feel like this isn't balanced. That is the punishment we get for this being our bonus. Like, come on, man. That's not fair. And this is a Surge. It brings in another card, too.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's filthy.
Edward says, look out, Gimli.
Yeah, I know. I'm scared. Oh, man. So we'll see that in Saturday's stream, which is already scheduled. Check the link down in the video description to the playlist section there. It'll bring you to the playlist, which I have the next episodes in there, at least the next one right now, and you can set a reminder for it so you don't miss it. We're playing that at noon Eastern on Saturday. We'll come back and play the second encounter in this campaign. So yeah, we'll keep that out. And that's that. Oh, it's got some flavor text on here. The forest is dangerous, but that was beyond what one might expect to find. Mendor seems shaken. I fear something is not right in the land. I shall continue to travel with you. So Mendor is going to keep hanging out with us, it sounds like. And that's it. That's what campaign mode is. It adds some boons, burdens, and these little campaign cards that just spice it up a little bit and connect the campaigns. And then the extra rules around heroes dying and the campaign log and all that stuff. So yeah. Hopefully that showed you the game. Lord of the Rings living card game, or Lord of the Rings the card game. Or in digital, it's known as, I think, Lord of the Rings adventure card game for a while there. But yeah, that's it. A cooperative LCG by Fantasy Flight Games. NetGirl Comic Con got no notification.
Oh, no.
Make sure they're turned on in your app on your phone or whatever. Mel got the one like 30 minutes before.
I did, yeah.
And she was like, well, notifications are working today. And I was like, oh, that's good.
That sucks for you. I'm sorry.
So that's Lord of the Rings card game. Any questions? So yeah, hopefully that's enough information to show you kind of how the game works, what's involved in some of the core set cards. Again, the deck lists are linked in the video description. If you want to kind of see what we didn't see in play from our decks, take a look at them. The Rings DB link is down in the video description. Again, we're back Saturday playing this game, so if you want to see what happens next in the campaign, follow us there. Just check the link down in the video description for that. And before you go, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. The best way to find your way back to the channel. We'll be playing Lord of the Rings Journeys of Middle-earth, continuing that on the channel if you're interested. We play other LCGs on the channel, like Arkham Horror. We have a bunch of playthroughs of that, blind playthroughs. We have Marvel Champions playthroughs, tons of FFG games if you're interested. We play here on the channel, plus other stuff, of course. But you just may have found this channel because you're a fan of Fantasy Flight Games. So yeah. Yeah, Daniel, I saw that update. It's awesome. Orbit says, that was really fun. Thank you so much for playing. Sorry the card draw was a bit sucky at times. It's Lord of the Rings, the card game. The card draw, drawing one card a turn most of the times is sucky in general in games. I'm never a fan of that. That is honestly one of the things that kept me out of Magic the Gathering, of dabbling into it. Once I found out you're drawing like one card a turn and you could get like mana screwed, like you don't get your lands or whatever. I already felt some of that in Game of Thrones, the living card game, when I played that competitively. But that, I felt like I was just drawing more cards, it felt like. But I can't remember if that game was even like one card a turn. I think it was two.
I don't know. Never played.
I don't remember. But anyways, I played so many different living card games and like, you know, standalone card games and stuff, non-collectible card games and collectible card games that all just feel like they just draw more. You have more cards, better mulligan rules, that kind of stuff. I've always feeling kind of like cheated in this. But as you expand the card pool and the lore faction you build up, you get tons more draw going.
I think we did have some good draw going.
Yeah,
I was able to use Bearvor almost every round to draw cards for one of us.
There was a card that I saw. I have 3 of them in my deck, I believe, but this card did not show up this time, but I see this every time Mel and I play. I usually see 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
After an ally card leaves play, that player's controller draws 2 cards. This is great to see. Like, obviously, you throw in a chump blocker, you know, or Gandalf leaves play after you drop him in with a quick strike. As soon as an ally leaves play, it doesn't matter if it goes back to your hand, discarded, or dead, you can draw 2 cards off this. It kind of sucks you're playing 1 card and the money to do it, but it just helps you get more cards going out of your deck, funneling through your deck, or filtering through your deck. But that did not show up. Jonathan says, I hate Magic the Gathering. It just makes you want to punch an orc baby. No, I see the appeal to it. Like, it does have a pretty big player base. Like, so I'm always interested in games where I could go play with people, at least before COVID and stuff. So I usually try to play games that has a local meta, like a local play group, a weekly meetup, somewhere I can find different players to play with and teach players the game and play players the game and eventually go to tournaments and stuff. That's kind of the way I usually treat these card games. And this game had a pretty big fan base, but I'm sure after, you know, Fantasy Flight Games over the years, they keep coming out with new LCGs that cannibalize their older ones. So I'm sure as Arkham Horror came out, people left Lord of the Rings to play that. Marvel Champions comes out, people move on to that. But yeah, I'm sure there's still people playing this game, of course, so they wouldn't still be releasing stuff, like re-releasing things, I guess. But they're obviously looking at finding new players. But they did end the game in, I think, 2020, right? When they announced like the last stuff is coming out for it, but now they're just repackaging stuff. But yeah. Yeah. No, nothing against Magic. There's just other reasons why I didn't want to play it. But yeah, I know of it. I respect it. I'm glad it's a thing because it keeps money flowing in the hobby, keeps people playing, keeps game stores open. But yeah, I just have no interest in playing it. There's other reasons too, but yeah. Jonathan says, can you total the points, Rob? No. Oh, I get it. Is that the thing, the points part that I don't want to play, the 33%? Yeah.
Oh.
Not adding up points. Don't care about score. Do not care. I've never cared about that part of this game. We used to do it and just add it up to put it in the online thing, but I really don't care. Jonathan misses Android Netrunner. Yeah, understood. Mutton Chop says, I wish they updated the rules to play more like Marvel Champions. You update the rules to play more like Marvel Champions. It's your own game. You bought it. Mutton Chop, just do that. Like I said at the start of the stream, if you're mulligan and you want to mulligan the way Marvel Champions mulligans, just do it. Obviously, I wish the cards were more multi-use, where you could pitch cards to pay for other cards. The resource system in this game's a little clunky and outdated too. But it still all works. It's still fine. But yeah, definitely do whatever you want. It's your game. Like, play it however you want. But yeah, I was hoping when they revised the core set, I was hoping they were going to come out with Lord of the Rings, like, 2nd edition. Kind of like they rebooted Game of Thrones. They did a 2nd edition. What else did they do a 2nd edition of? I don't know if they did any other LCGs.
Wasn't L5R 2nd edition kind of? Like, it was like a redone a little bit?
And
I don't think they called it 2nd edition, but it was...
But yeah, I wish they did start it over and just do Lord of the Rings 2nd edition and kind of like take what they learned, spruce it up, use some, you know, make it a little more accessible, all that kind of stuff. But it's still a great game. Still a great game. Still a great game. Yep, I love it. I'm glad to be playing it. But tune in Saturday when I totally change that opinion. When we play a harder scenario that's going to kick our butt probably. And then the next episode after that, we play like one of the hardest scenarios in the game that, from my memory, it's disgusting. So we're probably going to get our butts handed to us in that one and like not want to play anymore. But like I said, we'll try to jack it down to easy if we need to, just to move on to the next quest to try the new scenarios. So we're going to play 5 scenarios minimum. So I'm assuming 5 episodes minimum for this series is the plan. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it ends up extending it because we replay or we go back to the drawing board and rebuild decks in between and try again in another episode. So stay tuned if you want to follow this campaign along. We'll keep doing it if you're watching this far in the future. The rest of the videos will be down in the playlist section of the video description. But yeah, this has been fun. Thank you everyone for stopping in. But yeah, that was fun. Any last thoughts, Mel? Anything else?
That was fun. Yeah, it brings back all the memories of playing back in the day.
It's crazy that we're playing this again.
Yeah, it feels strange a little bit.
There was a point like 5-ish years ago where I was like, I kept thinking we'll play it again. And then
we talked about it too.
Yep.
Every now and again.
I'd be like, man, I have so many cards. I want to get this back on the channel. I want to play it. They keep coming out with content. And then when they started to announce the end of it, I was like, oh no, like I just never got around to getting back to it. And then I just accepted that, like, I'm never going to play this game again.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, revised core set. And I'm like, hold on. There's new players that might be playing this? They're not giving up on it?
It's a reason to bring it back off the shelf?
That's good enough reason for me to start playing it again. So we'll see how long it keeps going for and how many things they re-release and stuff. But, yeah, I do want to play the Saga expansions. I would love to try those on the channel, have fun playing those campaigns. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes if we get that far. Depends on the interests of people watching this stuff on the channel, you know.
One thing I also am thinking now is, before when we played this, I don't believe I had watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies. I now have. So it's a little different. I don't think I had. Maybe I'd seen one. So that's also different.
Orbit says, to clarify one rule further that came up, there is a difference between revealing an encounter card BS, adding it. It says reveal, even from the discard pile, you would have to deal with the effect. Oh, okay, okay.
I think it was supposed to say verse adding it, but yeah.
Oh, okay. And I know from playing enough Fantasy Flight games, the whole into play versus playing, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you got to pay attention to those kind of things. We'll mess that stuff up for sure, but thanks for catching that though. But yeah, be here Saturday, noon Eastern. Again, we'll play the next one. We'll try to figure that one out. It'll definitely be more challenging. Hopefully no heroes die.
No, hopefully.
Hopefully no heroes die. So we can try the third one with the nice heroes we have set up here. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Much appreciated. Thank you everyone supporting us on Patreon and on YouTube by clicking the join button down below and supporting us financially, helping us purchase things like this core set and expansions and cameras and lights, and eventually travel to conventions when the governments and borders and stuff allow us to do so safely. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope that was informative and fun, and we'll see you guys in the next stream. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.